Brother Rich, what's happening?
Brother, I am hot right now.
That makes two of us, man. We're going to go to work. We got to go to work right now today, baby.
I'm about to invite all those coons to come inside here. If you got balls, come here.
Hey, what you said before, bro? Come on, slide on our playground.
Come to my court. Come to me in Black Alpha Court. I'm tweeting out right now. I'm inviting all of them right now to come in this court. Let's see if they really want to play ball.
Here we was, man, like always, minding our B1 business, just enjoying the Sunday, a good day, and then shit done came through the ringer and then caught our goddamn attention. This is the wrong radar they want to pop up on, man. That's the wrong one.
Listen, man, it's Sunday. I was in the house. I was relaxing. I was enjoying some good Brooklyn food. I didn't come for no smoke. What I should have done, I should have just left that space like within the first 10 minutes. But brother Afro, they was all ganging up on him, and I can't. Was there anybody? If you was in there, clap your hands if you was in that African space. If you was in there.
Yeah, I know Freeway was in there. I know Queen Alpha was in there. And okay, all right, yeah. So we was in the so we seen it. Hey, y'all see the way when they come in our space, we be cool, calm, and collected. We don't be on none of that shit. When they come up in our spaces, they come at us, kind of funny. Anybody hit up Afro? I just sent Afro a link too, man, because I need our brother in here, man. Because one thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hold our brother down. I don't give a damn if there's 100 of them other people coming at our brother. I'm gonna ride for my brother every single time, 100 times out of 100, man.
Exactly. They was in there. And they wasn't even saying anything that was of substance. They was just, I realized over there, their tactic is just talking. That's their response. That's the only weapon they have, just talking. Because when I'm listening to somebody that's on the other side of my opinion, I'm looking for specific points they're making. And they wasn't making any points. I'm listening for points. I'm listening for something that makes sense, and there's no points being made. It's just all talk and talk and talk. Even the questions the co-host was asking, he thinks because he's asking questions, he's getting somewhere. No, when you're debating, you should be asking questions to lead to something. He wasn't leading anywhere.
A bunch of jokes, man. So talk to me, brother Freeway.
I came in. I saw when I came in, he was Afro Elite was getting jumped already, and like Rich said, he was listening to some of the stuff I was listening to, and I ain't hear shit. And I kind of want to wait for them to come over and join this space, because it's like Afro, he really didn't have no good chance to defend himself. Which somebody should have a good chance, but it's like some of that shit is $2 tether talk. A lot of that shit is $2 tether talk. And I speak from this. My dad is Jamaican. My mama is Foundation of Black American. I got insight, just like Rich got insight. I got insight. I know how they is, and I know how they try to play both sides of the rock. But I'm gonna fall back for that now. I didn't like what I heard.
And by the way, this is why, you see me, when I'm not having a space, or Black Alpha's not having a space, or Afro's not having a space, I go to other spaces not to really talk, but to also listen and to also see who's inside that space. Because there's a dude in there right now in that African space named Shah, who was in our space a few days ago. And when he was in our space, he was kind of neutral on everything we were speaking about. He wasn't saying anything. He was very neutral. And I watch out for neutral dudes. Never trust anybody that's neutral. You either on the left side or you on the right side. Anybody that's neutral, they playing both sides of the fence, they an enemy. You got to pick a side. So now that Afro has just left the African chat, I caught Shah talking bad about Afro. He's the same dude that was in Afro space a few days ago. So when I come inside these spaces, I'm just seeing who's in there, who's talking, who's usually in our space talking a good game. But when they get in other people's space, they're talking a different language. But if you guys, I'm looking for their space right now so I can invite them to come here. If you guys know that space, DM it to me because I want to. Or if you know who's in that space, Adam, tell them come here.
I honestly feel like they were seeing who was FBA and they was not letting us in that room. I was trying to get in. Everybody. I know Brother Freeway was trying to get in. Queen Alpha was trying to get in, and they was not letting us in. You know, it's easy to try to jump on one person. You know what I'm saying? But they know they can't see us as a group. They know that shit. They know it. And they done dealt with the wrong ones at the wrong time. Brother Tim, what's on your mind, brother?
Hey, I'll be quick. Just speaking up for what Rich just said. I'm saying I wasn't in a space, but the person he just mentioned, don't trust him. I've been in plenty of spaces with him. You know, he doesn't actually say if he has a African or from the continent affiliation, but I believe he do, because in the end, if you listen to him talk, I hope everybody actually listened to him when he called in on Tariq's. He called on one of Tariq's spaces, and the guy pretty much, you know, he said he's from here, but he's spiritually from Africa. These actually his words. He said he's spiritually from there. So he'll go into whole spills of speaking up for people from the continent and, bad mouthing us and many of our allies here, saying that we're the crazy ones. So watch out for that guy. You know, just what Rick was saying. You know, he'll come in talking neutral, but watch him.
Well, if anybody knows his please add him, tell him to come in here. All those Africans that's in there talking right now, let them know we're having a space. Let them know they're welcome here. They can come speak. And if he say he's spiritually from Africa, I want to give him a spiritual ass whooping. So let him know we in here.
Yeah, I got him blocked. I actually blocked him a long time ago when I hosted a couple spaces, and I was kind of getting in on his ass. But he's really something to try to jump in there. You know, like Tariq trying to call him out. I kind of told Tariq about him a little bit, and I'm telling y'all, because I've been in several spaces with him when I hosted a few spaces. You know, not to be trusted. He'll eventually come in talking this weird word salad, where he'll start talking like he's one of us, but in the end he'll start defending people from the continent in some of the most craziest ways imaginable. And on that, I'm gonna end it.
I noticed that game. It's the pivot, man. It's the fucking pivot. Like, they'll always start off trying to claim that they down with us or they rocking with us, and then they'll pivot onto some bullshit. These folks need to just come out and say it. Like, y'all got issues with FBA. And this little thing where it's always FBA starting it, and FBA are the ones who, you know, are the main ones. That's bullshit. It's always somebody coming at us with smoke. What Brother Kaba said? Brother Kaba said, only problem is that you got a problem. The average FBA, we worrying about living our life and just handling our business. We are the most stay the fuck away from people, stay on our own lane motherfuckers on earth. And this shit where they try to drag us in, this is always a game. This is what they kept doing with Brother Afro. Brother Afro would present good facts, and he was coming from a place of sincerity. If you was just a regular person and you didn't even understand the situation, you could hear that Brother Afro was coming from good faith. And none of them other people were coming from good faith. They had all types of smoke for him. They was being condescending, they was being backhanded, they was undermining, and some of them was just trying to get bucked. The same balls that they don't have with the colonizer that come over their country and whoop their ass and take their whole land, but they want to come after our brothers. But what they're gonna find out is that, you know, us FBAs, we on that same page, man. And you got one of us, man, you got us all. And that's a fact. Go ahead, Brother Rich.
And these dudes, they were born men, but they don't have balls. They were born men, but they don't have balls. And they come to our spaces, and like I said, the first thing they do, they're neutral. They act like, you know, they believe in both sides. Oh, you're right and you're right. Nigga, grow some balls. If you disagree with somebody, say it. Stand on it. That's why I invite any one of them to come in here, because over here, if you disagree with me, and if I disagree with you, I'm going to let you know. And I'm not going to do no sucker shit. I'm not going to, cut you off. I'm going to let you speak. Because when you speak, the dumb shit that's coming out your mouth, you killing your own self. I'm just burying you. I'm just a shovel. So I'm gonna let you speak if you come in here. These dudes don't have balls. They was raised with women, so they come in here and they don't even have enough guts to say, you know what, I disagree with this dude. Let me let him know. No, what they do, they play both sides. They take both sides of the argument. A lot of these Africans, they do the same thing white people do. They practice deception. They play both sides of the fence. White supremacists do that. This is what they do, family. But like I said, if you guys know their at name, add them right now. Let them know the smoke is here. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I'm not gonna curse you out. We're gonna have a real debate, one-on-one. You gonna say something that's some stupid shit, and I'm gonna respond with logic and sense.
See, that's the difference between us and them. They got to get filthy and they got to get sneaky to handle any problem. We can handle problems and we can whoop your ass with facts. And that's the main thing they really, really cannot stand about FBA. We can present facts to you and we can do it with class and we can still prove our point. They can't do that. And I like how you said it, brother. Me and Queen Alpha was talking about that. They got the same tactics as white supremacy. It's the same tactics. It's the throw rocks and hide your hands. It's the I didn't really mean it. It's the victim mode. They played every single one of those in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, they went down the whole list of excuses because they are not real, because they have nothing to stand on. And they're really upset that we're pushing away from the Pan-Africanism. And that's some shit that they're trying to cling to. And they're only trying to cling to it so they can cling to our accomplishments and what we get. So that's the main thing. We're going to get them. Hey, like I said, anybody out there, share this and tell them to come on in here, because one thing you're not going to do, you're not going to come at FBA and then run. We're going to walk your ass down. Now, go ahead, Brother Tim.
Hey, I'll be quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop to the bottom. I'm gonna just go ahead and just peep the room for folks that pop in that look kind of suspect, so kind of like watch your DMs as the broadcast is going on. But again, get back to like what Rich was saying. I still kind of, after hosting a few of these spaces myself, I just kind of feel like after just letting people talk. Again, I still kind of had that feel of some people don't need to have a voice, especially when you heard where they come from. But again, it's some people might not be aware. That's why a lot of us who are here, who've been around to see the fuckery, I ain't just gonna let fellow B1s just go out like that. And it's kind of a real strange thing, especially when they come in, with these same old talking points. What's the solution? What is this space about? Crazy stuff like that. So probably as you have this, you're probably gonna have a few. You might have a few pop in, or you might not have a few pop in. But if that dude does pop in, it's gonna be interesting to hear how he say. It's another one that usually pop in too. I'm gonna see if he actually pop in here too. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna step down into the audience and just survey the crowd.
One thing, white supremacists, the LGBT community, and black immigrants all got one thing in common. Once you present them with facts and logic, they cannot respond to that. Because everything that FBA and B1 says is based off fact and logic. For instance, if you bring up the LGBT community, they're going to tell you trans women are women. Based on logic, that's not true. If you bring up the white supremacists and you ask them why do they practice white supremacy, their response won't be a logical response. It'll be I'm white and I say so response. That's not based on logic. That's just based on, nigga, I'm white, I do whatever I want. The black immigrants, when you bring up the fact that it was foundational black Americans who fought for them to come here, that sentence alone demolishes every single thing they have to say about foundational black Americans. If a nigga bring you and your entire family from one country that ain't got nothing going on to another one that is very prosperous, anything they do after that, as long as they don't kill you or put hands on you after that, anything they do after that is forgivable. They call you African booty scratcher. They do this. Nigga, that's forgivable. I gave you an opportunity to become a millionaire. You could say anything you want about America. But America, you could, if you work hard and you work smart, you can become whatever you want. Even while white supremacy is alive and well in America. So the fact that foundational black Americans opened the door for Africans to get here in America, your ass should be thanking foundational black Americans to the day you die. I don't want to hear shit about, oh, they call me African booty scratcher. They made fun of me in school. Nigga, I made fun of Everybody in school. I made fun of all my own people in school. Nigga, you got FUBUs, not FUBUs. FUBUs was cool. You got some corny sneakers on, you getting roasted. Your head big, you getting roasted. Your fucking hairline look crazy, you getting roasted. These niggas is grown ass men and women holding on to words like African booty scratcher. Nigga, are you an African booty scratcher? If not, why are you taking it so serious? Roast back. Fight back, nigga. Go ahead, Black Afro.
Hey, that's what I was thinking, brother. They holding on to shit from elementary school, shit at recess. If that's the case, every black American in this motherfucker still be mad at some shit. Everybody done got clowned. Everybody done did some clowning. So don't come up in here holding on to some shit. Or perhaps it ain't really about that. Perhaps all of that is a smokescreen for some deep-seated hatred that you really got. And it's sad that you got to use an excuse from way back in elementary school to, make up some type of cover for the bullshit that you got going on today. We can cut all the bullshit out the way. They have an issue that runs deeper than anything they dealt with in elementary school, anything they dealt with in recess. As a matter of fact, a lot of them didn't even come here in elementary school. So how the fuck are they complaining about some shit that went on during recess when you was already fucking 15, 16 years old when you came here? You know what I'm saying? And you assimilate with our society. So it's fronting, and it's trying to cover up the real fact that FBA and B1s, we're people who are proud. We're people who got real prowess, and we stand on what the fuck we mean, and we mean what we say. And they're the opposite. And anytime somebody, doesn't have the luxury of being true to themselves, they hate the person who is. And that's why they got smoke with us. Brother Freeway, you can rock, and then Racer, go on and speak, brother. B1 all day.
Facts, man. I was just gonna say, man, when immigrants come here, you don't come here to fight. You came here to get you, which is cool. But you don't supposed to get in the way of the freedom fighters. You ain't supposed to get in the way at all of the freedom fighters. And when you say it's something deeper than just name calling, it is something deeper than name calling. It's definitely something deeper than name calling. When you wish you would have been here earlier, or you wish that your family was here earlier, or you just don't like the fact, because in a lot of those countries, they kind of look at the black man as the enemy down there in a lot of ways, in a lot of class levels. So when you get up here, if the nigga opened the door for you, you mad at the nigga for opening the door for you. It's like you resent the nigga that helped you, and that's kind of off. Not even kind of off. That's off for sure. You cannot hate the nigga that helped get you in here. I'ma fall back.
Go ahead, Race, bro.
B1 family, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Appreciate you. I just want to expound a little bit on this African booty scratcher thing. That is one of the worst excuses that, in particular, these African immigrants like to use. I was born in 1985, and I actually was in elementary school and in preschool when that joke was extremely popular. As you can see, it was used in the Boys in the Hood movie at the very beginning. And I'm using that as an example because I want to dispel this fact as where these Africans, when they bring that African booty scratcher up, they make it seem as if that joke was distinctively aimed towards Africans, and it wasn't. That joke was used across the board towards anybody. Anybody could be an African booty scratcher, or if you had a white kid in the class and you cracked on him, you would call him an African booty scratcher. So them using that as an excuse to say that foundational Black Americans were harassing them and using that as the context of their harassment is asinine.
And by the way, if I go to Africa right now, they're gonna roast me. Like if I go to their schools right now, if I go to elementary school, let's say I rewind time and I become a elementary school student. When I go there, they're gonna roast me. Why? Because I'm out of place. I could have the most luxurious clothes on, and I could go to Africa right now. They're gonna roast me because I look out of place. If I go to Haiti right now, and I go to one of their high schools and I pretend I'm a high school kid, they're going to roast me because I look out of place. I talk out of place. I have a New York accent. I have an American accent. This is worldwide, people. This is not just in America. Wherever you go and you out of place, you're going to get roasted. You look funny. You look out of place. They got on Nikes. You got on Adidas. It don't make no sense. So the fact that you got Africans still holding on to African booty scratcher, brother, you need to come up with some jokes. You need to learn how to clap back. You got an entire different accent. Of course you're going to get roasted. You dress different. You talk different. You eat different foods. In America, we eat with forks and spoons. In Africa, you eat with your hands. That's two different cultures. So if I got a joke, if I have a joke for you about you eating with your hands, then you're going to have to eat that. Come up with a joke for me. Why eat with forks?
I got a question for you, Brother Rich. I got a question for you. I already know your answer, but I got to put this to the panel. They get mad at black folks for, saying African booty scratcher, allegedly. Do they know what white folks are saying about them? And how come they don't hold on to that? Because white folks ain't saying nothing good about them. And it's funny how, even when you come up with terms like Akata, what terms do they have that describes white supremacy? Because I never see none. I see them getting mad at some shit that went on in recess. I see them getting mad at some shit that went on in the 7th grade, the 4th grade, the 3rd grade, but they don't never have no smoke for the dominant society. And whatever they claim that we saying, they ain't heard nothing compared to what white folks are saying about it. And they don't never got smoke for that. Have you noticed that, my brother?
Absolutely. And even the word Akata, every single one of these Africans got a new definition for the word Akata. You talk to this nigga, he talking about Akata mean this. You talk to this nigga, this nigga talking about these niggas is liars. And what did we say when this first started? We said they practice deception just like white people. They lie, and lie. Only the real ones, a few of them, that keep it real and be like, you know what? Akata means something very negative. Do you know how disrespectful that is to have a name for a fellow black person that's negative? I'm black, and you coming up with a name for me that's negative? I'm a Akata? The fuck I do to you, nigga? I never even met you. You came here to America. I didn't come to Africa. You came here and you got a name for me? Jamaicans also talking about a Yankee. I had a Jamaican call me Yankee before. I was young, but he called me a Yankee. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? Like it was uncalled for. Like, like I was at the job and I'm getting ready to sign in, and he like, yeah, these Yankees, man, they don't want to. If you see me, you gotta help me sign first. You gotta. If you see me come first, sign for me. Y'all Yankees, y'all don't know how to move. Like the fuck you talking about, nigga? That reeks of insecurity. That reeks of envy. For you to just come up with a name for somebody and nobody did anything to you? Akata. Every last one of them got a new definition for the shit. You ask this nigga, this African nigga, Umbuto, he talking about Akata means stray dog. You ask Baku talking about, it means it just means that you don't have no relationship with Africa. You ask Bako what it mean? Bako talking about, it just means that you from New York or you from America and you was once in slavery. All these niggas got different answers. That's cowardice. Keep it 100, nigga. Just say Akata mean such and such and such. Just keep it 100. Don't beat around the bush like a white supremacist, like a coon. Keep it 100. Like, yo, my nigga, this is what Akata mean. I'm going to keep it 100 with you, and we're going to keep it moving. But you doing all this deception. You doing all this deception and this cooning. That I don't like that.
Yeah, hey, when you go to school, since they remember school so much and they remember recess in elementary school, what's the first thing your teacher say? Teacher say, put your name on it. Put your name on your test. Put your name on your work. Put your name on it. Don't sit there and say all these things about us, derogatory and all these slurs, and then when we call you out on it, you want to jump all around. And I appreciate what Racer said. Racer made a point. First off, that African booty scratcher shit, do kids even say that? Has kids even said that in the year 2000? Anywhere from 2000 now, is that even a term anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anybody that even knows that shit from maybe back in the 80s and the 90s, but don't nobody know that. And I'm still pretty young, so I don't want to hear about no motherfucker talking about you got called that. And then out of all of them who come here, you mean to tell me every last one of them got called that? That's a goddamn lie. It's a lie straight up. And you're dealing with people, like we said, who have supremacist tactics, that throw rocks and hide your hands, that passive aggressive, and we don't respect that. We don't respect that at all. And I was just telling Queen Alpha the other day, if you think about it, these issues go way back over there, because if you go to Africa right now The Arab has conquered Africa, done colonized it. Obviously, the white man has colonized it. Right now, the Asians are over there whooping their ass and colonizing it. The only people who have never been to Africa that they will not allow to come over there and do nothing are the black people. Other black people. Everybody else gets the red carpet. They over there waving everybody else's flag. Straight up. We've seen it. I've seen them literally wave European flags, Asian flags, and Arabic flags. I done seen it. But they will never show that same type of love for us when we come over there. When we come over there, it's smoke. When everybody else comes over there, it's love. But go ahead, Sister Carrie.
Yeah, they're single-handedly bringing back that African booty scratcher. I'm 41, and that may have been something that was said when I was in, like, elementary school. And then that was not something that, I mean, we went to school with African kids, but it was, I mean, my goodness, it's not, we don't have words, negative words for them. So what could we have possibly called them other than, you know, I don't know. I mean, just what kids do. And they're so, that's the only thing. It's the same thing as white people when you say, why are you racist? Or why do you feel that way about black people? And they always say, oh, I got stiff for a bag of weed or something. You know, it's like something really, it's just the same tired old stuff, you know. And then with them doing the manipulation where, you know, they got some of these people stuttering and you know, explaining themselves. And it's like, you don't have to explain yourself. They're not coming in good faith. They don't understand America. They don't understand us. They don't understand the environment that we live in. So, I mean, it really, you don't have to explain yourself, even if you feel like you may have said something, whatever. You don't have to explain yourself to them. It's just crazy.
Exactly. And this is why I told Black Alpha, name this Pan-Africanism is dead, because we're over here trying to make something happen with them. There's nothing that's going to happen. They already laid their bed. They made their decision. These people are just write them off. There is no fixing this. They want to be coons. I'm from New York City. I was raised around JEWs. I was raised around Jamaicans, Haitians, Africans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. I was raised around every single type of black person you can name. And white people too. I was raised around the JEWs. I was raised around the Ukrainians, the Russians. Every one of them have a neighborhood in here in Brooklyn, New York. Queen Alpha's in here. She's from New York. She know what I'm talking about. You can find every culture in New York. So I know every culture very well. I went to school with Africans and Haitians and Jamaicans. I went to school with every last one of them. So when they come in here and they try to make it seem like we don't know what we talking about, dude, I was raised around you my whole life. I know you guys like the back of my hand. When you talking to me, you black power. When you get around the other Africans, oh no, my brother, just go to school and come home, go to work, come home. Don't worry about no white people. Just do what you have to do. But when you're around me, you want to talk all black power. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. And what the sister said is true. You over here trying to have a decent conversation with them. Once you see them start asking them silly questions like, what is the agenda behind FBA? What is the point? What are you trying to do? Nigga, you heard about 18 of our fucking Twitter spaces. You already know what I'm trying to do, nigga. Oh, what is the reason behind B1? Is B1 a hit group? Is FBA a hit group? Nigga, you listen to about 24 hours worth of Twitter spaces. You know what we trying to do, nigga. This is what they do. They play deception games, just like the white supremacists. And till this day, I'm still looking for a goddamn African space that's talking about white supremacy. I have not found not one African Twitter space that mentions white supremacy. The only
Good point, brother. Good point.
The only thing they mention is FBA. Tariq literally has Twitter spaces all the time. He's not even the title doesn't even mention Africans. Them niggas coming here talking about them. Every day Tariq has a new Twitter space not talking about Africans, but they come in and they mention themselves. Nobody's talking about Africans. The title could be Snapple Iced Tea. And then the African comes in. Oh, what do you think about Africans, my brother? Nigga, I'm talking about Snapple Iced Tea. Why are you asking me about that for? These dudes center themselves around their identity. Nobody's talking about Africans. We're focused on us. We're focused on fighting white supremacy. Go ahead, Black Alpha.
Hey, that's a good point. You guys, both of you guys made a good point. Like, they stumble over their own words. They make no sense. They contradict because they ain't standing on nothing at all. Like right now, we offer them to come on and come to our side, come in our side of the fence and then talk that talk, but they don't want to do it. They hide, and it's white supremacy. I mean, literally, I would go as far to say, in terms of minions of supremacy, they're probably worse than almost anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the supremacist elements, and then they have the jealousy factor. And when you mix jealousy with supremacy, I mean, that's a hell of a drug. What they say, cocaine's a hell of a drug, but jealousy's a hell of a drug. And that's what they on, you know what I'm saying? And they stay on it. So every time I turn around, they got some type of issue with us. They can never articulate their points. And I like what both of you guys said. This little shit where people think they're going to always put a question mark at what we say. That's one of the lamest tactics in the world to me, is you could say something factual, clear as day. I mean, how can you fuck up black first? I mean, it's literally 2 words, black first. If you can't get that correct, then something's really wrong with you. And they always do this. What is FBA? Well, FBA is this, this, and this, and this. What is B1? Well, B1 is this, this, and this. You know what I'm saying? And they can never, ever, ever come to some type of agreement on what we're talking about because they playing games. That's bullshit. They know damn well what we're saying, and they lying. They lying through their fucking teeth, straight up and down. And it's the same tactic supremacy does. No matter what you lay out. That's why anytime I'm in any type of, engagement with them, I don't play games. I'm not here to explain myself to them. I'm here to get straight to the point, and we're going to regulate that shit and just let it be known. So anytime you deal with them, you can't really, lean on laying out facts, and you can't have a soft spot for reasoning because they're not here to reason. They're here to have smoke. They're here to say what they want to say, and they're here to bring that drama. And they don't understand. FBA, we are not about those games. You can't look at nobody over here colonizing us. And I say this all the time on my YouTube channel, and I'll say this to everybody right now. Where do you guys think we would be FBA if we had the numbers that they got over in their continent? Right now, over in their continent, they got 7 billion people, and they don't even control the goddamn water system. They don't control the food system. They don't control a goddamn thing. Now, we are over here, a small group of us, and you can really cut our group in half because half of them are coons. So if we got 48 million people, we'll just say we got 25 million that's about that life. 25 million of us, and we are on code. We hold shit down. We speak what's real, and we've accomplished so much. Imagine what we would do if we have 7 billion. So they can't come at us sideways when you got 7 billion people getting your ass whooped by 3 folks. Nelson Mandela goes to jail. You could have walked down the street and pulled him out of jail. You out here getting dominated by 2% of your population, and we're out here going at a whole group of people. And then we got other folks who come to this country, and then they come at us. So this is where the jealousy comes down. I always say at FBA, we're like the guy that a woman had no time for in high school, and he became a goddamn movie star. Or we like the female who a guy had no time for, and then she became a goddamn supermodel. It's jealousy. They thought we was, on our own living however we was living, but we came out to be something, and that's where the jealousy comes from. So all that African booty scratch, that's bullshit. That's just an excuse why they can hate on us, but they don't understand we stand together. And if you fuck with one of us, you fuck with us all. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring on Andy. Go ahead and speak, brother.
Right before Andy goes, and this is the thing, they come in our spaces, right, and they pretend like they're playing both sides of the field, or they they act like they're with us, right? And the whole time they're in our space talking, right, I'm on their Twitter looking at their likes. And these niggas is full-blown African talking about, oh yeah, I support FBA, but all your tweets is anti-FBA. So these niggas ain't even smooth with it. They'll be talking the whole, we got, I don't know if it's the same like this for me, but there's this dude named Jihad in here, and he's keep putting up laughing emojis, right? If he had the balls, what he would do is he would request to speak and come speak his mind like a man. But what he's doing is he's keep putting on these laughing emojis because he finds something funny, but he ain't man enough to speak and talk about however he feels. That's the cowardness I'm talking about. When you go to Jamaica, the Chinese is buying up Jamaica right now. Right now, the Chinese, Andy, you need to put your speaker on mute. The Chinese is buying up Jamaica right now. And guess what Shaggy, was it Shaggy? Yeah, guess what Shaggy had to say about it? He went on the Breakfast Club and he said he think that's cool. He think that's good for Jamaica. That's what he said, Shaggy, and he's a Jamaican. Meanwhile, you got Buju Banton saying the opposite. He made a song called Country for Sale when he came home. Like, yo, y'all fucking, I came home and y'all selling Jamaica. Jamaica's for sale. What the hell is going on? You go to Barbados, look at what Rihanna doing. Nothing. She in her goddamn panties with a nigga named ASAP Rocky, another dusty nigga. Them niggas ain't doing nothing. She ain't helping Barbados. So this is all over the place. Whenever you see black immigrants, you see niggas just sitting there doing nothing. Just bullshitting. I gotta keep it real. My parents are from Haiti. I was born right here, but I gotta keep it 100. Because I'm black first. And I'm against white supremacy. Haiti, the same goddamn thing. You ask a Haitian, yo, why you don't go back to your country? Oh, Haiti's too violent right now. Nigga, it's your country. That's just like me saying America's too violent right now. I don't care how violent America is. I was born here. I'm going back. Go ahead, Afro Elite.
Thank you. Oh, my family. Listen. So let me clear something up. When I was in that space, I just want to clear something up in that space. There's been a lot of damage done and a lot of harmful rhetoric that's been put out and is been made the face of FBA by Secure the Tribe. And they're putting out petitions talking about how FBA is a hate group. So my mind is, in order to legally combat that, we need evidence stating that the Secure the Tribe people do not represent FBA, which is the reason I came in there to do that. I came in there to give my piece and record me saying that, which is what I did. A lot of people kept asking me questions, which for the most part went smoothly. But the thing is, I know most of those questions, and I was answering recorded, because people say things on spaces that they don't say off spaces. I record myself. I have the permission to record myself. Anytime I'm a speaker, I have the permission to record myself. So nobody can say anything. So I was recording myself because I know once they start trying to put out FBA as a hate group, I can pull up that recording and say, nope, FBA is not a hate group. This is what we stand for. This is what we represent. Now, the issue that we're having is, or the issue I had in the space before, is when they didn't let any other FBA person get up there and speak. And they did that for a reason. They did that because they pretty much wanted me to be on trial, because they feel like if one person is against 6 other people, that one individual is eventually going to fold, is eventually going to say, I'm sorry, I'm not FBA. I don't support that group. I don't support that. But with me, I stayed cool, calm, and collected the whole time, knowing all of this is being recorded. Everything you're saying is being recorded. You're not going to get me to change my identification. I'm an FBA. I'm going to stay at FBA. They kept saying it's a group. I'm not going to let you get away with saying it's a group. It's not a group. And then Hogway popped in. If you guys know that, Hogway, I made a space about her. Then it was a lot of lies that was going on. I've tried to dox her. I'm sending threats. I'm harming somebody. I did check my DMs, and it was a thing where, oh, my legal representative said that I need you to sign this. And I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to get into a legal debate or a legal battle with anybody, because my tweet mistakenly on my behalf can be taken out of context and said as a threat. It was not a threat, but it's taken out of context now, and now it's going around that I'm out here doxing and threatening people. So I got to kind of watch my ass, and I got to be careful of what I say now. So I wound up having to get rid of the tweet. Now, the video, however, I can legally keep the video, because when you say something on a public platform, then I have the right under the Copyright Act to record that, especially if I'm a speaker, which I was. But the thing is that my biggest thing is that they want black people, if you guys have been in the space, they want us to drop FBA. They want us to leave FBA alone, not refer to ourselves as FBA, and they want us back on that Pan-Africanism. And they want us to be on the Pan-Africanism because they see once we made the delineation and the separation, there's been a big shift in our progression in mentality. And that they feel that we're going to leave them behind and they're going to be left in the dust. So they don't want us on that Pan-African stuff. And they've been making spaces and making tweets and posts way before Secure the Tribe. And that was the issue with Secure the Tribe, is because they gave them the fuel and the fire that backs up all of their hate speech. And that was going to be my next video, actually, the hate speech from the diaspora. Because there's a lot of hate speech going on in the diaspora. And the second we address that is, why you guys are so xenophobic? Why are you guys why are you guys hating on Africans? And that's not the case at all. They've been trying to do that for a while. So I got to go in there. I got to kind of be a lawyer to an extent to cover the name of FBA, so we don't wind up being flagged as a supremacist group, if we can be called that.
But to be honest with you, bro, it don't matter what you say to these Africans, because, like I said, they're just like the white supremacists. Same way Will Smith walked up to Chris Rock and smacked Chris Rock, and now you got white people saying, "Oh my God, I'm scared. I fear for my life." Same way they use that little BS excuse to say that they fear black people is the same thing Africans do. They find a small clip that one person said and then blame it on the entire group. Oh, this entire group is a hate group. Out of all the things FBA has said about Africans, have you ever heard us call them a hate group? We kept it real respectful and real cordial. We just tell them, yo, you a coon, you coons, but we not trying to bring other people into it. We don't bring other people into it. Like, oh, because when you say FBA is a hate group, what you're doing is you're trying to call White Daddy. You want to bring White Daddy into this. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, White Daddy, FBA is a hate group. Look, White Daddy, go get him. That's what you're doing. What we said to them was respectful, like, yo, you a coon. And if you feel being called a coon is disrespectful, all right, let's talk about it. I say you a coon. This is the reason why I say you a coon. Now tell me why you're not a coon. But the fact that they're saying, oh, FBA is a hate group, they just calling out White Daddy. That's all they're doing. Hey, White Daddy, come save us. Go ahead.
Exactly. And that's why I have like over an hour of recordings of that space. I want people to know, in case people think they can catch me slipping, you can't, because I record everywhere I go. There's not I'm not going to say there's not a space that I go in and I'm a speaker and I don't record myself, because I want evidence of what I say. So when they say that, I'm going to be like, okay, this was our legal defense. We represented ourselves well. Now I got to find out exactly how I'm going to utilize this video. We're not a hate group. We're not a hate group whatsoever. The issue, and I'm glad you brought that point up, Rich, when they call us Akatas, and I'm very glad that I recorded them blowing that point off. When Ben said, well, when you guys call us Akatas, we call y'all tethers, and y'all make it seem like it's bad, but y'all call us Akatas, and that they make it seem like that's not bad. And they blew that off. And I'm glad I got that recorded, because now, with that evidence, I can put the narrative of, you guys are saying we're a hate group, but they're ignoring what they've done to us. All of this stuff they've done, they really started it with the Akatas, the Yankees, the you're late. Every point I brought up, they completely deflected from it. And I'm glad that they did. And I'm glad that I got that recorded, because they can't go around and say anything. They're going to be debunked. The next video I have, all of that is going to be debunked, because when I said we don't go to other places and call people lazy. We don't go to other places and say, you guys need to work hard. You guys need to do better. You guys need to do this. Then they deflect the question, because they know that that's what their people do. They know that that's what their culture is. They know that. And it's about time, that we started. Now, let's just be honest. The line has been drawn in the sand. We are not Secure the Tribe. We are black first, and black means black. Black does not mean anything else. But the line has been drawn. At this point in time, it is too critical for us to be trying to make friends. It's too critical for us to be trying to reach out to other people. Okay. I've made my point very clear. This is where FBA stands. And I said anybody who comes and attacks my lineage is getting the smoke. So now that that's clear, now that I've recorded the fact that, and proof the fact that we are not a hate group. Now they can't disprove that we are a hate group. They can't disprove that we're a group. Now it's time for us. I feel like it's time for us to go on the offensive, I mean, because we've been way too passive for too long, replying to them, engaging with them. We've been trying to debate them and trying to reason with them. These people, a coon can't be reasoned with. A tether can't be reasoned with. A Sambo can't be reasoned with. These people can't be reasoned with because they've sold their souls to the dominant society. It's over for them. And they will use every point to affect Black society, whether that's their business, whether that's their channel, whether that's their talking points, Black Lives Matter, whatever it is. They are enemies against Black society because of their actions, not because of where they were born, not because of if they're a man or a woman or they're gay or they're straight. It's because of their actions, and that makes them an enemy to Black society. And it's time, and I'm glad to, if I said this before, 2022 is the year of the Negro wake-up call, and it needs to be the year where everything is out in the open. This is where we stand. Black first people stand right here, and we represent the race. We represent Black empowerment, and any other Black person who is not Black first and who goes against Black first talking points, and I'm glad I recorded that too. I recorded another group. Giselle came into space saying that FBA stand for Fuck Boys of America, and said that Black First means Black First is a cult. And I feel like that's a perfect, and Eric was right there and condoned everything Giselle was saying. So we can't, and Eric has always been on the fence, and I'm gonna land soon. Eric has been on the fence. And I feel like that was a good thing that I was in that space and that happened. Because at this point, anybody who is on the fence about being Black first is not Black first. There should be no fence riding when it comes to Black first. There should be no fence riding when it comes to Black empowerment. If you are for Black empowerment, then you will stand on Black empowerment, and nothing will make you pivot from that. Not clout, not money, not everybody's following me, not this is what the group wants me to do. If you are Black first, you will always be Black first. I will always be Black first. There's not a single space I've ever gone to where somebody has questioned that, and I have not said the same thing. I say the same thing every single time. All of these people who are misrepresenting Black First, all of these people who are saying Black First is a hate group, FBA is a hate group, we need to now go on the offensive in debunking their talking points and their harmful rhetoric. Because like Rich said, they're calling out to white society to stop us, because they can't do it by themselves. So by them classifying us as a hate group, they're trying to give the green light to whites on some tether shit. They're trying to give the green light to white society to come and stop us.
But by the way, I want to make this clear, right? Me, Black Alpha, and Afro Elite do not support Pan-Africanism. And this is not a new revelation. I can say most of us in here used to be Pan-Africanists. We thought that was the way to go, but we see that it don't work. So we got people in here who I'm pretty sure they're like, oh, this is the I got your moment. Oh, and I'm gonna say names too. We got KD in here. We got Booby in here. So I'm pretty sure they're like, oh my God, these dudes think that I'm pretty sure they're like, oh my God, these dudes, now they're saying they don't support Pan-African. We never supported Pan-Africanism. We don't support that over here, just to make it clear. Nobody in here supports Pan-Africanism. And another thing I want to address is, we're not in here talking about Secure the Tribe. We're responding to Africans who just had a space talking about FBA and B1. That's what we're addressing. But
and we riding for our brother too. We riding
Exactly.
for our brother. Hey, Afro Elite, I salute you, brother. I'm gonna hold you down no matter what. And this goes for the same. Every FBA B1 in this room, I'm gonna hold you down regardless, no matter where I see you, no matter where it's at. If it go down, it's gonna go down. Afro said the realest shit ever. He said nothing that they could say will ever make him come off his principle or represent his heritage and his lineage. And I'm gonna double that, say the same thing, and I'm gonna add, nothing will make me stop defending my brothers or sisters in any situation. And that's what we have to do. And this is what this is truly about. It's that line in the sand where no matter what, you come for one of us, you coming for us all. That's how we stand. We're not like them. We ain't no tribal shit, and we ain't beefing with the other tribe and the person next to us. We don't have smoke for each other, but got love for the colonizer. FBA, we cut different. We cut different. We come from a different cloth. We come from the, you fucking my brother, my sister, you fucking with me. We come from the, my brother and sister can't come, ain't none of us coming. And that's the wave that we on. So I salute everybody in this room that's B1 and FBA, and we going to hold it down no matter what. That's a motherfucking fact. And if you ever come at anybody, FBA, Indigenous Black American, Foundational Black American, or anybody on that B1 wave, just know, here come the cavalry, because the whole army's coming. Before we go, I want to let Carrie talk, and then I want KD to talk.
Right before Carrie talk, I'll let KD get the I'll let her skip those two sisters and brothers out. So you could go ahead, KD.
Respectfully, family, I'm just up here. Good afternoon to the host and the co-host. I just want to know, I'm just in the audience listening, and I wanted to know why you singled me out. Why was my name the first name out of your mouth? I'm really trying to find out what's going on.
Well, the reason I did that is because obviously we had an issue. Secure the Tribe and this section of Twitter had an issue with you guys, and it so happens to be that the issue was addressed with your Twitter space and with our Twitter space, and here you are in our Twitter space again. I'm not saying this issue. Hold up. I'm gonna let you speak. I'm not saying it's an issue for you to be here, but this Twitter space had nothing to do with Secure the Tribe. This Twitter space is about the Africans who just held a Twitter space with Afro Elite. This is what we're here addressing. But go ahead.
Respectfully, I know how to read and comprehend, sir. So I never came.
Okay, so these hood rats. This is what they're here for. They're just here to argue. Like, this is what they're here for. They're just here to argue. They're just here to go back and forth. Listen, man. Me and you are not in a relationship. I don't know. I never met you in my life. Never had a conversation with you. So if you think I'm about to be here chit-chatting, going back and forth with you, arguing with you, no, ma'am. Me and you are not in a relationship, not interested in you. No, thank you. And here's what I'll do for you too. I'll remove you from here because for some reason you think we're going to be going back and forth. I don't know you, man. I'm not interested in you. Maybe you think I'm handsome. That's why you want to speak respectfully this, respectfully that. I'm not interested, man. Leave me the hell alone. Thank you. We got Carrie. Carrie, you can go ahead, sister.
Oh, there we go. Something just occurred to me. In that room, they were also, trying to fold in and force in the LGBT and, oh my God, it's black women and all this nonsense. But I have a feeling that they're gonna try and
Carrie,
They will
hold your thought real.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, I'm gonna let you speak. I just want to address something real quick.
Sure.
Because I want to fill the family in on something. So that woman KD just walked in here, and this Twitter space had nothing to do with her. This Twitter space was specifically made because the Africans had something. The Africans held a space with Afro Elite, and they were coming after Afro Elite. This had nothing to do with Secure the Tribe. Nobody mentioned their name. Nobody spoke about them. And they came in here trying to make it about them. I don't know this woman from a hole in the wall. Never spoke to her. Never had an issue with her. But that's what just happened. She just tried to make this situation about her. Nobody mentioned them. Nobody has issues with them. We already addressed them. They're done and gone. So these people are just weird. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in their personal life. What makes them want to argue with everybody? But I don't argue with women that I'm not in a relationship with, and even the women that I am in a relationship with, we don't argue. So if you having trouble at home and you don't have nobody to argue with, you can't pull no man, ma'am, go to therapy. Over here, we don't argue with women.
Hey, Brother Rich, look how that turned out. We over here talking about one op and another op showed up. Ain't that something?
And then you got the dudes in here. I guess he left. What's his name? Booby and that other dude. These dudes are weird. Nobody's talking about you, but you just jump in. We're having a conversation about Africans, and you got 3 people we haven't even spoken about in 3 days. That is weird, bro. That is weird. Whatever's going on in your life, stop projecting, brother. This space is about Africans and the topic that was at hand before this Twitter space. Africans had a Twitter space, and Afro Elite was in it. That's why this Twitter space is here today. This is not about Secure the Mice. This is not about KD or KP or PP. Nobody mentioned those people. It's not about Boo Boo or B-Bay or whatever that man name is. Nobody mentioned that man. These people are roaches. This is why I tell you, if you were a hood rat before you became B1, if you were a hood rat before you became conscious, then that's exactly what you're gonna be when you are conscious. You're just gonna be a hood rat conscious person. I know a lot of them. They know about Africa, they know about the pyramids, they know about all of that. And they smoke crack too.
Hey, you left one out, man. Secure lives matter. You left that one out too, brother. Sister Carrie, go ahead, and then Brother Q, and then Freeway.
I think they're gonna make Pan-Africanism into an identity like LGBT and protect it so that when we're expressing ourselves about it, that they're gonna, that's what I believe that they're gonna do. It just seemed, I just got that feeling when I was just the way they talk about it, and it was just, it's all these identities and stuff, and I'm like, oh, they're attacking Pan-Africanism. I'm like, we're attacking ourselves. I don't know, but that's it. I just got that feeling. That's all I wanted to say. Okay.
Hey, that's a good point. No, that's a very good point, sister. It's funny because that's projectionism from them upon us, because they claim that FBA is a group, but in reality, they're probably trying to form their own Pan-African group. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to Pan-Africanism being the ideology, they're trying to turn it into some type of group that, so they can come against us. And all the meanwhile, they're trying to say that shit is what we're doing. It's the same projectionism that the dominant society does. They say that, we're the ones doing it. In reality, it's them. So I agree with that 100%. I wouldn't be surprised if Pan-Africanism, is like Black Lives Matter here soon.
Yes. They position themselves with identities that are already in play, and they're already overstepping, and they're just doing too much with it. So I just got that feeling. I guess we got to work on that.
Yes, indeed. Brother Q, go ahead. I know you've been holding your hand up.
Before you go, Brother Q, make it quick. Everybody make it quick, because we're shutting this down at 8 o'clock. The new black media shows up at 8 o'clock. We ain't Secure the Tribe over here. Over here, when the new black media speaks, we shut everything down and we listen to the master teachers. So by 8 o'clock, we're shutting this down. So if you want to speak, make it quick. We respect the new black media over here. When the new black media is speaking, we turn everything off. We're not like Secure the Mice. We don't have Twitter spaces when the new black media is having a Twitter space. We show respect. We turn what we doing off, and we put the black media on. So if you're going to speak, make it quick. Q, go ahead, my brother.
What's going on, everybody? It's Quadir.
Quadir, my bad, brother.
Yeah, no problem, no worries. Yeah, in that last room that Afro was in, hey, I've been in the room with those guys before, and they only argue in bad faith. Now, I want to give props to Afro for, keeping his composure, keeping things as respectful as possible as he can, because a few weeks ago when I was in there, they ended up having to mute me and kick me out. All they do is lie. They come up with lies saying that we are a group, knowing damn well we're an ethnic group. They're not dumb. And as a matter of fact, I even thought that they were Democratic shills at one point. So I'll land there. I don't want to go on and ramble. I'm going to give my props to Afro for keeping his composure.
Exactly. This is what they do, family. This is what I'm telling you. Pan-Africanism is dead. If you are a Black American, stop trying to reach out to those people. Them people not interested. They're here to team up with white supremacy. That's the only thing they're here to do. You over here trying to save the world? No, save yourself first. Save your own people. This is coming from a non-FBA dude. I'm from Haiti. Both my parents are from Haiti. I was born right here, and I'm telling you, Pan-Africanism is dead. Don't try to link up with them, trying to save it. No. And I'm not saying throw their asses away. No. In 20 years, 15 years, we'll come back around the corner. We'll see. We'll check the temperature and see how they doing. But as far as right now, there is no Pan-Africanism. And just to make it clear, me, Black Alpha, and Afro Elite did not support Pan-Africanism last week, the week before that, or the previous months. I know there's that secure the mice in here. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I got them." Now they say they don't support Pan-Africanism. We never supported Pan-Africanism. I know them roaches over there. They're gonna soundbite this, soundbite what I just said. We do not support Pan-Africanism, and we haven't in the past, in a pretty long time. I think. I'm gonna let Andy go because Andy, he was waiting for a long time. Make it quick, Andy.
All right, thank you, brother. I'm Andy from Ghana. I'm in Accra right now. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Go ahead, brother.
All right, thank you. All right, so I also believe that Pan-Africanism is dead, and I believe Kwame Nkrumah would say the same thing. Now he's, rest in peace. He's not here to debunk what I'm saying, but from what he did, we are doing the exact opposite. What I mean is he was helping other African countries also gain independence. He gave Ghana the first independence, started funding and training other Africans what he picked up from the Americans and from Marcus Garvey. So, he had Malcolm X and Martin Luther. No, he had Malcolm X in Ghana at some point. And so, anyway, that's my stance on Pan-Africanism. I think we can do better. And also, I was in the live room with Afro Elite, and even Mel came in later. I don't think they allowed him to speak, which was not good. And then finally, FBA is a lineage. I totally understand, and I believe that my African brothers and sisters do as well. They're just playing mind games with you guys. And, it's just messed up to see that kind of nonsense. Because, see, when I was growing up, I've never been to America before. But I thought to myself, if I travel to America, I become an African American immediately. That doesn't sound fair to blacks. It seems like they are more American. Why should they share? Why should I immediately share with them their privileges? It's not fair to them.
Andy, where are you from again, brother?
I'm from Ghana. I'm in Ghana right now.
Okay, so that's that's from a brother from Ghana speaking like this, family. He also agrees that Pan-Africanism is dead. So we got two non-FBA brothers in here that agree Pan-Africanism is dead. Andy, I'm gonna let you get your last words in because it's 7:30 and we gotta shut this down by 8 o'clock. So go ahead, brother.
All right, real quick. And I believe this is the millennium of the black man. This is the century of the FBA. That's all I have to say, man.
Hey, much respect to you, brother Andy. Much respect. Everybody understand that when you be one, all that other shit don't matter. So all them lies that the motherfuckers try to come up with, it don't mean nothing. We salute you, brother Andy, all the way from over here on the west side of things. We salute you all the way over there, brother. You stay B1. That's a fact, man.
Yes, sir. Peace and love.
B1, brother. B1,
peace
brother.
and love. Hey, that B1 right there just went over the ocean. So don't let nobody try to co-opt that word. That right there, that conversation right there, prove what that meant.
Exactly. We got soldiers all over the damn world, but leave it up to the other group. We can't have soldiers all over the world. We got to deny the soldiers. I got soldiers worldwide, from the east to the west coast, from Africa to Brazil. Anywhere I go, if you be one, you my brother. Kid Gravity, go ahead, my brother.
Evening, all. Let me just get this out before I go eat dinner and listen to Black Media. Now, for y'all who don't know, on my channel way back in the day, I used to advocate for Pan-Africanism. I always said that we should have a triangle trade going, and that's why y'all's reparation talk would go a long way, because I feel like once you guys start getting the ball rolling, then the Caribbean and Africa would get to start their ball rolling. And now you hear it. But now, after listening to y'all and these other Twitter spaces and hearing what's going on and some of the commentary that I did over the week, yeah, I think y'all are right. I think this Pan-African talk need to go back in Pandora's box and go sit out.
Brother, did you hear that Twitter space with Afro Elite with the Africans?
Nah, I was on the plantation this morning, so I couldn't.
I got you. I got it recorded.
Yeah,
All right, that's fine. I'll check it out while I'm eating. But yeah, this especially what I learned yesterday, and I got to shout out Beatzilla for that. Yeah, I just want everybody to know that yeah, this Pan-Africanism is dead. It's going to be replaced by the fact that Africans are about to be the face of this crime bill they're about to put out. Because now you got 3 dead Africans around here, and you know how we were back in the day talking about, oh, they killed another black person. This is not cool. We got to get outside. We got to protest. Notice we didn't move. We reported it. Some of us made jokes, and we went right back to talking about reparations. And I think they're salty about that, because even Patrick Lyola's father was like, I can't believe we came to this country and saw these genocide happening. This isn't supposed to be America. I'm like, we were telling you this when you got off the plane, but you wanted to act ignorant. Okay, cool. You got a hard head makes a soft bottom, I guess. Have fun with that. But like I said, we're not moving on this Pan-Africanism anymore. It's circle the wagons, and I guess people are really salty about that. And yeah, I have to say this, at least Caribbean people can somewhat get on code. It's a lot easier, and I'm proof of that. And Rich been B1 since whenever he was B1. So, you know, you can change a Caribbean faster than you can change an African. So, yeah, you ain't going to see no more videos on my channel about Pan-Africanism, not until they get some act right. And that's all I got to say, and I'm out.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I was a Pan-African also. I went to Dr. Umar lectures. I donated to what's his name, Dr. Moose Wilson's burial site. So I was a Pan-African. A Pan-African. I was, and I do believe that there is a time where we might have to pick that flag back up if our brothers and sisters all around the world get their shit together. But all I'm saying is I put that flag down for right now.
Hey, but that's our thing, though, brother. We always had love for everybody. FBA, you know, we live our own life, and B1's on this side of the fence. We always stay in our own lane, but we always were supportive of everyone. And that shit was never reciprocated back towards us. We were the ones out there waving everybody else's flag, going to other countries, telling each other, hey, let's go back over there and build with our brothers and sisters. And they never did any of that with us. You know what I'm saying? So we've always been the most kind people, the most generous people, and the most welcoming people to everyone. And finally, right now in this era, as you know, the B1 era, we're right now circling our wagons. And like I was saying on my channel the other day, we're going down that G-check list, and we G-checking anybody who's had any type of half-ass relationship with us. And it started from the political party, you know, other ethnicities, other groups, sexual preferences, anybody who's been talking that French shit on the left, but been really a hater on the right. We get into it and we calling it out, and it starts with us right here in this black grassroots. And it takes us to hold each other down. If we see one of us in distress, or, you know, motherfuckers trying to pile up and team up on us, it takes the whole team to come in and represent it. So at the same time as we circle the wagons, it's also about FBA B1 unity. And I noticed one thing they try to do, they want to fight FBA, and they also want to separate FBA from B1. They want to do that shit. They want to take somebody who's B1 and say, well, you can't be down with FBA. But in reality, we all represent that same team if you own it. Like the brother just called from Ghana, and he was talking some B1 shit, and we welcome him in. It doesn't matter. We don't have that type of smoke for people who, you know, got the good intelligence and got the good wherewithal. So we hold each other down. And one thing I noticed about them folks, you know, on the other side, them African, they didn't care about nothing that we say. It don't matter what we say. Don't matter no facts. Everything is irrelevant for them because they come in with the smoke. And, you know, unfortunately for them is if they want smoke, we gonna barbecue because we built for this shit. We don't run, we don't flee, we don't hide. Anybody who does that is a coward, and they don't have it in them to stand on 10 and jab away. But we stand on 10 and we jab. We've been doing it for 400, 500 years right here on this side. So them, they just small timers to us. Easy work, easy work. Brother Freeway, go ahead.
Yo, real quick, you guys are telling them really to hold your own nuts?
They can hold them, they can motherfucking twist them, shake them, spin the motherfuckers around. They can do whatever, but they better do it on that side, because if they cross onto this fence, they gonna catch that FBA B1 work. Certified. Freeway, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, man, Afro Elite, man. We were listening, man, trying to get in. I seen them double teaming you, but what I want to say is FBA run the yard. B1 is down shoulder code. And if you ain't holding the line, man, get your ass out the way. And this go across the world. If you ain't on line, I mean, if you ain't pushing the line of B1, get your ass out the way. And B1 did take over the Pan-Africanism, man. And I, for one, I used to be Pan-African myself. I used to definitely want to be, want to deal with everybody and want to do commerce with everybody around the world. But a lot of those people, like let's say immigrants from other places, and they come to America, you wasn't fighting systemic white supremacy then. You ain't fighting it now. You wasn't fighting it back then. You ain't fighting it now. And like I said, FBA won the yard and B1.
Exactly, 100% true. These people, dude, do you know how much FB1 brothers was in that line trying to speak and they denied us? Here's what they do. They vet people too. If you a coon, they gonna let you speak. Because I seen them letting coons up there. If you a coon, them Africans gonna give you a chance to speak for 45 minutes. But if they see you B1 and you pushing that line, Because remember, this thing is not about logic with them. This thing is about deception, deflecting, emotions, ranting, talking over you, talking over and over and over and over again. That's what it's about with them. It's not about logic with them. Remember, white supremacy is not about logic. Africans, when they speak, is not about logic. It's about deception and believing whatever it is they want you to believe. They kept saying, oh, you guys are keep calling us tethers. Okay, but when I look at the definition of tether and it describes you, then you got to wear that. That's just like if a nigga called me light-skinned, I take issue with that. By definition, I'm light-skinned. So I got to wear that. But you got to understand, they don't want to live in reality. So when you call them a tether, they're not trying to hear that. They don't want to hear that because that's reality for them. I don't got a problem with definitions. If somebody calls me something and I believe that's not why I am, what I'm going to do is I'm going to debate that with that person. I'm going to say, hey, this is why I'm not what you say I am. But for you to say, oh, you guys are calling us tethers, you're a hate group because I'm calling you a tether, by definition, that's what you are. Go ahead, Afro.
Okay. First off, I want y'all to know I noticed everybody in there, and I know the fact that y'all wanted to get up there and defend the B1 ideology. Let me state this real right quick. Why Pan-Africanism is done, why it's not working, is because realistically, there shouldn't have had to be Pan-Africanism. There should have always been a black first agenda. We switched from, if you're black, that means you're
Afro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you cook. I want to say this real quick. Pan-Africanism is done because Afro Elite just gave you an example. That man walked in there. He was the nicest. He didn't call nobody out their name. He was respectful. He spoke when they allowed him to speak. He was everything you can name in that Twitter space, and they still was against him. He was respectful. I was calling them names and I wasn't even speaking. So that right there should let you know why Pan-Africanism is dead. When you got a man that's respectable, that's commendable, that's showing respect, that's talking clearly, not calling anybody out their name, and you still like, no, you attack, you this, you that, you that. Pan-Africanism is dead, brother. Go ahead, Afro.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. I try and I do that because I want to represent my people well. I wanted to keep a cool, calm, and collected attitude to represent my people properly. The thing is that there always should have been global black first ideology. The reason why Pan-Africanism is dead is because now the more black first we become, once we realize we need a black agenda, we start to realize that all black people don't apply for the black agenda. All black people don't think that way. At first, we were going off of if your DNA, if you're a black person by birth, then that means we're in the same group. Now we switched it from a physical thing. Now it's an ideology. And with an ideology, every black person doesn't apply for a black first ideology. So it's unfortunate. It really is. When I see videos of my African brothers and sisters and Caribbean brothers and sisters going through hardship, it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me happy to say that. But the thing is, I know for a fact I need to ride with people who are black first. I need to support people who are black first. If you're not black first, then you've thrown yourselves out to the wolves. You've decided to cut the ties and separate yourself from the group. So that's what you did. I hate the fact that it happened to you, but it deserves to happen to you because that's the side that you chose to be on. When you decide that the grass is greener on the other side, don't cry to me when you get ate up by the lions because you're on their turf now. That's the bed you made. That's what you're deciding to sleep on. If that, I mean, that's what you are sleeping on. Yeah, well, I don't even remember the analogy, but you guys know what I'm talking about. One thing too, and I'm gonna be real quick about this. One of the reasons why I try to record myself in every space that I am in is because I stand for something. And I saw some people in here who are a part of Secure the Tribe. And there's been people who've been messaging me who used to be a part of that, be all like, you know what, after your space, after listening to it, I see where you were coming from. I know what they were wrong. I see where you were coming from. I was riding with them, but I made a mistake, and now I'm going to make the right decision. To my brothers and sisters out here, we have a moral obligation to make the right decision. No matter if we co-sign, and I'm not exempt to this, if you co-sign somebody that is wrong, what you do when you realize that that's wrong, you don't double down on stupidity. You say, you know what, I was wrong for that. Let me go in the opposite direction. And that's why Pan-Africanism isn't working today, because they're not saying, you know what my people have done to black people, to foundational black Americans, what I've been taught, that's wrong. I'm going to go in a black first direction. I'm going to go in the right direction. Why it's not working is because the older generation has taught the newer generation, and the newer generation has made the decision to double down on stupidity. Now, fortunately, we do have brothers like Rich. We do have brothers like Kid Gravity. We do have brothers like Andy who said, you know what my people have done is wrong, and I'm going to go in the right direction. And those are the people we ride with. We ride with people who go in the right direction. It doesn't matter. Everybody's made mistakes. I used to be a Pan-Africanist. I'm not going to hide that. We've made mistakes, but when we make mistakes, it's our responsibility to do the right thing afterwards, to correct ourselves afterwards. That's why when I see people who are riding with certain groups of people, when I see people who are riding with certain agendas, after that agenda has been exposed and outed, you need to leave the ship. But if you're riding with the ship because I've been in here too long, then I'm sorry for you. I'm kind of sorry, not sorry. And that's the thing with Pan-Africanism. You can be black first, but if you want to attack FBA, then you can't be black first. Then they're riding on stupidity. And when white society, because they always break their tools, when white society breaks their tools, you're not going to have any backup. And we have several examples of that. That the Africans in Ukraine are an example, because they've decided to double down on what the wrong thing is instead of being black first. So what happened to them happens to them, and they don't have our support over here. And I land there.
Hey, that's a good point, brother. That's a real good point. We don't come out for them because they've never came out for us. And now you see that they're, on an island all by themselves, and they got to deal with that island, and they've done it. You make your bed, you got to lay in it. And unfortunately for them, when they had that olive branch, they've had that extension where we're reaching out to them, they just basically laughed in our face and they shitted on us. But it goes back to Africa. And I try to tell people, Africans have a mentality that goes way, way the fuck back in time. They've been conquered by the whole damn planet Earth, and they got love for everybody except for thyself. When you go over there, they beef with each other through tribalism. I heard a guy, he was saying, one of them guys over there, he could barely talk, but he was saying there's no conflict amongst Nigerians. That's a goddamn lie. You know what I'm saying? It's a goddamn lie. There's conflict all amongst themselves. Africa has a lot of armies, but they point the guns at each other. So if you're sitting here talking about a continent that has groups that fight amongst themselves, then you know damn well when we come over there, it's no love. It's no love. There's horror stories from people who go over there. And whenever we go over there and we try to treat them like brothers or sisters, it's bullshit. Now, do you guys ever notice this, though? Any other time is y'all not real black folks. Y'all not real black folks. But as soon as we start talking about reparations, then all of a sudden it's come home, brother. It wouldn't come home, brother, until we start talking about some motherfucking money. And when we start talking about reparations, then it's come home, brother. And they got this thing where they can pivot, where they can be on our side here, then it can be against us there. And they don't think we see that shit, but we see right through it because we are different. And what people have to understand when you start talking about foundational black Americans, we are the only people that are black on this planet Earth that have terms like the code, that use the term white supremacy. When have they ever even used that term white supremacy? You never hear it come from them. I've heard white supremacy come from teenagers in America more than I've heard it come from grown-ass Africans. They don't have the term coon, sellout, Sambo. They don't have that. Now, I always say, anytime you come across a black group that does not have terminology that exposes or highlights white supremacy, you cannot trust them. Anytime you come across a group that does not mention white supremacy, you cannot trust them. So at the end of the day, you can find a kata when they talk about us, but when it comes to white supremacy, they're silent. And that's just the way the game goes. OG Shark and then On Code. Go ahead. Well, hold on. Before you guys go, let Brother Afro talk real quick. Because Brother was kicking some real facts, man. And then you guys can jump on.
Thank you, Black Alpha. Thank you very much. I will say this one thing. I've been in a couple spaces. People invited me in one space. And Giselle popped up. Giselle popped up and thought that Giselle was going to tell on me by bringing up that tweet that I made, that the $300 to save Mason, Tennessee. If you guys remember that from that space that I was, I put everybody on court pretty much. And they was all like, well, why are you saying this now, but in your tweets is something different? The thing is that honorable people will always stay honorable, will always stay true to themselves. I said anything I say on my Twitter, I will say in my spaces. Anything I say in my spaces, I will say on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram, in real life, on the phone. You will never get me to say one thing this way and then I'll change up for another group of people, or I change up because I'm around somebody else. You need to stick with the truth. If you guys were in that space when they said, well, didn't you say this? Well, didn't you say this? Didn't you say this? I said, yeah, I said it, and I stand on it. If it's up there, then I stand on it. If I take something back, then I would have deleted it, or I would have said I took it back. I'm not going to, you guys can't slip me up because I stand on what I believe. I stand 10 toes down on what I believe, as we all should. Don't let people pressure you into saying, oh, well, you know, you're around a bunch of people who didn't like what you said, so we want you to low-key apologize for it. Don't apologize for being correct. Don't apologize for doing the right thing. You know, the true ones stand the test of time. Anything I said, I stand on what I said. And if I don't stand on it, then I would have took it down. So anything on my timeline, best believe I still fully feel that way when I posted it then, and I feel that way when I'm saying it right now. I don't pivot when I go into different spaces. I might be more diplomatic in approaching a conversation, but that does not mean I don't believe in what I posted or what I said. Okay. And I just want this to be an example. If it's the right thing and you know it's the right thing, you need to stand on that thing. You need to stand on it, and don't let anybody pressure you to pivot or apologize or change or do anything. They were talking about, look how much money you can make. You can make so much money if you did this. I said, it's not about the money. I don't care about the money. I'm standing on what I believe in. I don't plan on I could do a lot of stuff to make more money than what I'm doing right now. I could do a lot of stuff to make more money. If I was to change the direction of my channel, I can make more money, but I'm not going to do that because the money is not the purpose. That's not why I did this. That's not why I'm doing this. Damn the money, damn the fame, damn the clout. This is about doing the right thing. And I land there.
OG Shaw, go ahead, brother. I think you was first.
Shout out to Certified Black Society, man. I want to say this real quick, man. I don't know how many people go by the code, but a lot of us claim to as B1s. And for real, all these spaces have been off code from my analysis, because everybody's doing the name calling, everybody's doing the disrespect. I'm not tripping off the Africans abroad, man. I'm tripping off my group here, Foundational Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been off code, and we need to revisit Nearly Fuller's book, man, and get back on code with each other, man. I park my lack on that.
Okay, when you say these Twitter spaces, are you referring to this one being off code also?
I heard you call some people roaches. You called other black people roaches, and is the security tribe, they totally off code. I mean, they disrespectful as a motherfucker. I didn't heard other spaces, and I'm talking about us, FBA, B1,
Okay,
whatever you want to call us.
brother. I asked you, are you referring? Because this is what happens. Dudes come in here and they have a problem, and instead of addressing their problem, they speak in codes. If you have an issue with
I
anybody,
just told you.
wait, hold up, brother. If you have an issue with this space, then just say it. Be a man and be like, yo, brother, I don't like this.
Hold on, wait a minute. I ain't said that though, because I don't have an issue with this space. The only issue that I have is the disrespect towards other black people.
You just mentioned that I call somebody roaches. Do you have an issue with that?
Yeah, I got it. It's off code behavior.
Okay, then that's what you do, brother. You got an issue with somebody, you come straight forward. You don't beat around the bush and talk.
No, I wasn't beating around the bush. Beating around the bush. I'm addressing everybody. All these spaces been off code. All of them have. Now I ain't saying that to get on your head about nothing, but I'm just saying, okay, we're supposed to be.
I believe you're not trying to come on my head, but what I'm saying is, if you have an issue with something, address it. I'm not no dusty dude. I'm not going to be on here yelling and screaming. You got an issue, you just say, listen, this is the issue, and we're going to speak about it. You got an issue with me calling them roaches, then you got to ask them why they acting like them. Why they acting like that? Because you know why? Nobody addressed those people, and they came in here talking about themselves. Like we had this, like I said, this Twitter space we having right now was about Africans having a space with Afro elite in it. And those three people, I'm not going to say their names, but those three people came in here and butted themselves in the conversation when we weren't speaking about them. I call that roaches. When people interfere with things that have nothing to do with them, you're being a roach. So if you offended about that, that's on you.
I ain't taking offense to shit you saying, homie. I'm saying that we all off code, man. When we sit up and disrespect each other. And all of us talking about that we supposed to be on this FBA B1 train. That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, we gonna have disagreements amongst each other and it should be as family. But this shit getting antagonistic because I done had people say some shit to me that if I ever see them in person, they gonna have to stand on what they said, man. Straight up. But we all off code, man. And I'm saying that everybody need to revisit Neely Fuller, man, and see what the code is and start sticking to it. That's all I'm saying, man. I ain't trying to get on, like I said, I ain't trying to get on your head about shit. I ain't trying to get on nobody's head about shit. I'm trying to get us together, man. Cause for one, we ain't even talking about institution building and none of this shit. We just spewing rhetoric. And that's the same mistake that the Panthers made back in the day. We didn't come with no institutions. We didn't come with no empowerment. We was just talking shit. And the shit talking led to Panthers killing each other.
Well, that's what
I'm seeing happening now.
Your opinion is that this is off code. My opinion that this is on code. We're having conversations about things we like.
It ain't my opinion. It ain't my opinion. Is you going to Neely Fuller and seeing?
Okay, now I'm going to mute you because I let you speak, and now I'm speaking. You're speaking over me. As I was saying, you find this off code. I find this on code. When Black society is talking about things that we like and don't like, things we need and don't need, that's not off code. That's regulating things. So if you have a problem with this space, come in here and you saying you got a problem with me saying roaches, you backtracking, I don't respect that. If I got an issue with somebody, I'm going to address you right away. A lot of you dudes, you want to hide behind certain words and hide behind certain phrases. Dude, you got a problem, just say, hey, I got a problem with you doing this or doing that, and address it and keep it moving. This back and forth and playing middleman, that's cowardness. I'm going to unmute the mic and I'm going to let Uncode go. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, man, ain't no coward in me, Rich. Straight up. I'm telling you, like Neely Fuller said, man, you off code with all that disrespect, homie. Straight.
Guys, you just heard this dude. I just asked this dude, did he have a problem with what I'm saying? I asked him 1,000,000 times, what is the problem? He did not address the problem. He said, no, I ain't got no problem, man. It ain't no problem. And now he wants to say he has a problem. That's the definition of being a coward. When you have an issue and you don't want to address it. As a man, you're supposed to say, I have an issue with this and I'm going to address this man. He had a chance to do that and he ran. He left the chat, by the way. Go ahead, Uncle. Go ahead, brother. On code is on you, brother.
Hey. Hello, how you doing? I do apologize. I'm just getting off work, y'all. I was in that space with Mr. Elite. Shout out to Elite for holding your composure. And if you guys noticed, when KD came in there, I was hoping and praying while I was sitting out in the car smoking a cigarette, which I shouldn't do. Was she really going to try to bring it together? She didn't. B1.
You're saying when she came in here or came in that other space?
No, when she came in this space right now, it was like she still wanted to have discord.
Yeah, like me and her is in the relationship.
Yeah. No, I'm fully understanding. Yeah, yes, sir. I'll land my plane there. God bless.
Exactly. To piggyback on what our brother just said, I never had a conversation with this woman. I thought she was gonna come in here and add on to the conversation. What she did was she tried to reverse psychology and turn it the situation about her. I don't know who was speaking about her. I don't know if she thinks she's that important, but our brother Timson, go ahead on code. Mute your mic.
Hey, I'll be real quick. I just wanted to say for everybody that continuously misquote Neely Fuller Jr., they seem to forget a very important thing that's also mentioned in his book called VGQ, Victims Guaranteed Qualification. That means anybody who's under oppression of the system of racism, white supremacy can speak on anything they want to. This space isn't out of line. It's not. It's actually on topic. So for so I'm not really sure if homeboy had I'm saying he had a personal problem. I'm saying a man stepped to him and asked him, did he have a problem? And hey, that was that. So again, victims guaranteed qualification. A victim of racism has the right to say anything they want to about a thing. You just can't say somebody's off code and not give the reason why. And I'm gonna mute my mic because we gotta go to black media.
These dudes is cowards, man. And come on, what kind of generation are we raising? Where there's men out here who have a problem with other men, and they dancing around it. And now he's requesting to speak. I gave you the opportunity to address the situation, brother, and you didn't. I said, do you have a problem? Are you referring to this Twitter space right here? Nah, man. I just think that we all off code, man. I just think we all off code. Who are you referring to, brother? I don't do subliminals. Then, when he finally said, oh, yeah, I'm talking about you, you call them roaches. Then he ran. He left the space. I didn't kick him out. He left. Now he's trying to request. No, brother, you made your bed, lay in it. You're a coward. You had a chance to address me. You had a chance to address the comment I made, and you didn't. You made your bed, lay right there. Go ahead, Afro Elite.
Okay, I'm going to say this real quick because I know TBA is about to be on live in a few minutes. Right now, Secure the Tribe has a space going on called Is Black First, Is B1 Pan-Africanism. What they've tried to do is they've tried to co-opt B1 to mean Black America First, and they weren't able to do that. We've successfully pushed back against that. Now they're trying to twist the narrative and saying Black First means Pan-Africanism. They are COINTELPRO trying to twist our narratives and our talking points and our terms. If you guys used to rock with those people because they said some things that were good sometimes, then that's cool. At a certain point in time, I thought that those were some cool people too. Then I realized, I've been realized for months though, that those people are a group. If you guys have made the decision to rock with those people who are now changing the talking points of Black First, meaning Pan-Africanism, then it is wrong for you guys to do so. Do the right thing. You need to disassociate yourself with them because they're doubling down. Like I said, when it comes to Pan-Africanism, people are doubling down on stupid. They're doubling down on COINTELPRO. Right now, it's not like they're doing anything and they don't know it. You don't give them the benefit of the doubt. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're doubling down on it. So it's our responsibility for everybody in this chat to make sure that we stand on being black first, and we represent what being black first means well. If you have to say something mean to somebody, the way that dude came up there, I guess calling somebody a coon is off code, because you can say that's disrespectful. I guess calling somebody stupid is off code, because you can say that's disrespectful. I mean, this isn't, well, we all black, so we all got to be nice to each other. All that nice stuff is done. That is done. If we are too far in the game, you got too much COINTELPRO, too much damage from old COINTELPRO that's been done already. Okay, we have to clean up. We have to fix, well, not fix the lineage. We have to fix the image, and we have to move forward as a black first people. Like Black Alpha says, certified B1 people. Do not mess with those people. They are very manipulative people, and they have very COINTELPRO tactics. We have to stand strong against their narratives.
And by the way, that's the second old Negro that came in here talking about, or don't ask questions, don't make comments. That's the second Negro this week that said asking certain questions is bad for us. We're not supposed to be asking questions. This dude came in here. He said me calling them roaches is an issue. If you acting like a goddamn roach crawling all over the space and dirtying up the place, muddying up the waters, that's exactly what I'm gonna call you. I'm not a coward here. I know the man laying next to you, he's a coward. He's not gonna read you your paperwork. I will.
Hey, but all that nice shit is what got us in the position that we've been in now. And this generation and this era, we're the ones cleaning that shit up. Before, back in the past, all that, we're going to be nice to everybody. Everybody can come on in. What I be saying on my channel, we be out here giving black participation trophies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not giving out none. Fuck that. We got to regulate. We got to be real. I mean, just look at this space right now. We're focusing on one thing. And on the mission, on the path of focusing on who needed to be dealt with, other motherfuckers who needed to be dealt with start jumping in our lane. And we got to check them. So in a lot of ways, we got to check motherfuckers on the way to checking a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We got to slap a motherfucker on the way to slapping a motherfucker. And that's just what's going to have to happen. And we got to stay true to it. We got to be real. You know, somebody says, you know, watch your language. Fuck that. If that's what needs to be spoken, that's what needs to be heard, then that's what needs to be heard. All that, you know, glitz and glamour and shit, we don't need to be prim and proper. This ain't fucking England. This ain't motherfucking the gentry. We are foundational black Americans, B1 society, certified blacks, and we've been through hell. We done been through hell every motherfucking day. And the only way we're going to get out of this is to match it. Like I was telling somebody the other day, if, you know, your oppressor or your enemy is coming at you 100% and you're coming at them 99%, that 1% difference is what's going to make them beat you. So you got to match that. If they do 100, you do 200. And that's just what has to go. And feelings is going to get hurt. But the way I look at it is, if your feelings get hurt in this mission, then this is not the game for you. And you need to sit your ass down. So all of the brothers right here, we all race regulators and we all regulate bullshit. And that's just how we're going to have to stay. And that's how you got to be thorough. Trust me, the enemy, the ops, you know, the outsiders, the agents, COINTELPRO, like Brother Afro was saying, they're not here to be nice with us. So there's no reason why we got to be nice to them. And the thing about us is that we can be real, we can be harsh, but we can say it in a manner that everybody understands and everybody gets the message. And by the way, we're going to keep going a little longer. I'm going to post up, you know, Jason Black and everybody, but I'm seeing other little fucking spaces people got, and I'm not going to have nobody out here running no game on us while we still talking that shit. So we're going to keep on pushing because the facts still got to get laid down. Go ahead, Brother Rich, the floor is yours.
Yeah, these people, I don't know, they think I attend church and I'm a pastor and there's certain words I can't say. There's no words I can't say, brother. Only simps are not allowed to say certain words and they got to walk on eggshells. I say what I want when I want to say. If I called you a roach, that means you're acting like a roach. You came in here, nobody was speaking about you, nobody said your name, and you inserted yourself into somebody else's business. I already put you guys to rest a few Twitter spaces ago, and for some reason, I'm still on your mind. What you need to do is you need to head near the nearest treadmill because your face shows me that you're overweight. Go handle your weight problems, your overweight, your food intake. Go handle that. Don't come over here with your projections. You loud cursing, being a hood rat, and you trying to project that on me. I didn't do nothing to you, sweetie. The food that you digesting every day, that's what you need to go worry about.
Hey, that's a good point. Hey, but if you look at it, Rich, you came respectful and just asked the person a question, and they came with the drama. Same brother Afro was being very articulate, and then they came with the drama. That's really a microcosm of foundational Black American B1 history. You know, we're always on some good shit. We always operate in good faith, and then people bring the drama to us, but we're gonna bring it like only we can bring it though, and that's what they don't really understand. And this summer right here, I think we can all feel it. We can all feel it. There's a lot of things going on right now, and this summer is gonna be the summer that where we complete that full circle, that full motion of circling those wagons. So from politicians to, outsiders to agents, we got to be careful. We was talking about it the other day on Brother Afro Space. We got to be looking out for these SBAs, these suspected Black agents, because a lot of these people are agents, and you can be an agent working for any group, or you could just be a self-serving agent. But a lot of people are here to derail us. They got a space right now trying to derail our terminology, and not just our terminology, the terminology of our master teachers who spend a lifetime trying to get these terms for us so we can identify, so we can get clarity. And then you got people as we speak trying to strip it away, and we're not going to let that happen. And it's on us to do that job. No one's going to hold us down like us. Like I always say, no one's going to put in the dirty work like we will. We're a rare breed of people, you know what I'm saying? And we're willing to face anything. We're perseverers, we're survivors. And that same energy that we have is going to be the same energy that prevents anything bad from happening. If you go study every Black movement in this country from day one, it's always been some grassroots people who had things going in a good direction, and somebody came in and derailed us. Misdirection, miseducation, and misrepresentation. We're facing it all right now. Misrepresentation on these reparations panels where we're not even there. Misdirection with people like, the other groups out here trying to take us to the left, take us to the right when we need to stay straight, and miseducation with the dominant society and their minions involved. So as long as we get past all of those and we maneuver around them and stay on our path, and we know what it is. So at the end of the day, it's really Black agenda versus Black agents. And we already know who they are, and we got that trained eye, so we got to see them. And that goes for the people in the diaspora, all of their asses. That goes for people who come, from inside of our circle, the agents and the motherfuckers who's out here trying to, slide and take what's ours. And it also goes for these other groups that claim to be down with us, but really they're here to get us from the inside. Go ahead, Brother Tim.
Right before Tim go, by the way, I want to address those three people that came in here. That KP, what's her name? KPP? I don't know her name, but her, Booby or Bucci, I think that's his name is Bucci. Those two, and that dude, grow up, bro. You came in here, nobody's talking about you, and all of a sudden, that's female tactics where you always feel like somebody's talking about you. Nobody was in here talking about you. Like I said, this space was held because Africans had a space, and our brother Afro elite in here. So the fact that you came in here, Booby or Bucci, whatever your name is, and you thought somebody was talking about you, grow up, dude. Grow up. You're a grown man and you acting like a female, thinking that somebody's concerned or talking about you. I laid y'all down a few Twitter spaces ago. And what I said at the ending of the Twitter space was that I'm not addressing y'all no more. It's over. I already exposed who y'all are. I already did that. Y'all not on my mind. Y'all nobody for me to be focused on. Go ahead, Timson.
Yeah, just want to say again, just the need for people to continuously try to still speak up and defend Pan-Africanism. It's kind of insane at this point with all the evidence we have. Just the things that people from the, certain people from the continent have been doing, and people who aren't riders. So it's kind of, just to hear, I'm not even going to get into the other stuff, but, I'm trying to stick to the topic. But, for dude to come in and, start talking like half-ass about that, he tried to include everybody and then pick a target, he seemed like one of those Pan-African guys. I'm saying that's just my opinion. That's just what I'm saying. But it's kind of insane, to keep having people, keep defending Pan-Africanists. Go ahead, Afro, my bad.
Okay. I'm going to say, first off, it's cowardly if anybody does it, but it's especially cowardly coming from a man. Okay, I've seen people get on platforms and they try to diss people, but they try to have it vague enough so you don't know they're exactly you're talking about them. They come in like, well, I just believe that in general we should stop doing this and stop doing this. And then when somebody says specifically, who are you talking about? I'm talking about you. That's cowardly. If you have an issue with somebody, then you go up to that person or you go up to that group or whatever, and you say, hey, I got a problem with this, and this is what you said, and I have a problem with what you said. Don't come up here on some moral high ground trying to, I guess, spread wisdom in a way so you can throw shade and like almost throw a rock and hide your hands. Don't do that, okay? That's not how grown men operate. And I feel like and I believe me and the co-host, we're probably going to be having conversations. We need to get grown men back to being men again, because all of this feminine cowardness needs to stop in our community. Talking about, oh, you can't talk about somebody, that's disrespectful. First off, if he had a problem with Rich, I would have respected him getting up here and saying, Rich, I have a problem with what you said. But Rich had to pretty much bait him into confessing that Rich is who he had a problem with. If you have a problem with something, then you say that. Don't come up here and be a coward. We're too far in the game for all this vagueness, all this cowardness. Be bold and be strong about what you stand and what you believe in.
The problem is he just got his nails done and he doesn't want to mess them up. So that's why he's avoiding all confrontation. That's what it is. He just got his nails done. He got his skirt on and he got his red bottom boots on, and he doesn't want to mess his outfit up. So he's avoiding all problems in all situations. That's all. And I understand that, you know.
It's crazy though, brother. How many times in one day can we see passive aggressive towards us? You know, we deal with this shit every day. I can literally say in Twitter spaces just today, I've seen at least 40 people that were indirectly talking to us, throwing shade at us, you know, hating on us, but not being direct about it. Brother Afro was just swatting them. To be real, Brother Afro was swatting them. Every time they came with some bullshit, Brother Afro seen it from a mile away and was just swatting that shit. They couldn't phase our brother. And it's the same thing this guy was doing in this space today. It's always passive aggressive. One thing I know about FBA, since we're so strong, people are always going to come at us in corners, indirectly. You know, they're never going to come at us, you know, straightforward. Then you go over to Africa and the diaspora, they come at them black folks straight up. We seen what they did to the Haitians down in Texas. We seen what they're doing to the Africans in the Ukraine, what they did to the Africans in China, what they do to Africans in Africa. They come at them straight up, tell them I'm going to be there at 12 o'clock to whip your ass and show up at 11:59 and whip their ass. With foundational black Americans, they know they got to play games. They got to be sneaky. They got to come up with some type of a backdoor avenue, because coming at us straightforward, they know they're going to get that smoke. They get that smoke when they come at us sneaky. So you know coming at us direct is still going to end up with the same results. So I've been seeing it all day long, and we got to continue to just be straight up. Any problems that we got with individuals, if they're not going to be aggressive, we have to.
I call that woman KP a roach, because that's exactly what it is. Roaches, they invade your space. You know, they come inside your home uninvited. You know, they get up all in your business, all up in your plates, your cups. That's exactly what roaches do. That's exactly what she did. Nobody was speaking about her. We were speaking about a complete different subject, and she inserted herself in, being a roach. I stand on that. Go ahead, Afro.
To piggyback off of what you were saying, we are actually talking about Pan-African. We, according to what they say they believe in, they should be on board with this topic. And instead of, like I said, instead of doing the right thing and coming in saying, you know what, I agree with what you're saying, Black Alpha and Rich and Afro, I agree with what you're saying. And instead of coming in, giving words to the actual subject, she came in off of, well, why did you bring my name up? Why did you bring my name up? The only reason, and knowing damn well, the only reason Rich did is because he specified we're not talking about Secure the Tribe. I see some members in here. He didn't just name her. He named all of the members of Secure the Tribe. He said, I see y'all in here. I want y'all to know this has nothing to do with y'all. Then they tried to turn this into Black First versus Secure the Tribe beef. That's the stuff that we don't do. They like to keep beef generating over and over and over again. We didn't invite them in here, but they need beef. They need that. We are on here trying to push the needle forward for our society. Okay, don't be tricked by somebody beefing with somebody else. They came on here trying to pivot away from the topic that we're discussing on some, I want to get back at you for something you said to me 3 days ago. We're better than that. We're smarter than that. And we're moving forward as a society. I appreciate the fact that all of you guys are in here, and I appreciate everybody who's been supporting me and the co-host and everybody who does things for Black empowerment. Okay, because that's what it's about. It's about being Black first. If you don't know what that is, Jason Black is literally having a program right now. You can call him and you can ask him, because it was him and Professor Black Truth who coined the term. All right, do the right thing. Don't come up here and start no beef. Rich didn't even say anything negative about her until she made that very snarky remark when he said we weren't talking about you. Then she came, oh, I know how to comprehend, sir. That was not necessary. She could have just continued on with her point. But I'm laying there.
Hey, Brother Rich and Brother Afro, I'm gonna propose this question. Really, it's a statement for y'all. And this ain't for the people who act like they don't get it. This is just for the team, for the family, for the room. You guys give them a real representation of what B1 is. For those who don't know the master teachers, or those on the come up, or if you were willing to meet with somebody who didn't know yet, tell them what you would classify as B1.
I would classify it as putting Black people first all around the globe. And you could start by doing that with your lineage first. So if you're Black American, put your lineage first. I actually think all groups of Black people all over the world should do that. Haitians should put Haitians first. Africans should put Africans first, because what happens is when you put yourself first, then each group has a chance to work on themselves. So if Africans want to put Africans first, okay, go ahead. Put yourself first and work on yourself. And then it goes from your own people and it goes down the list. So you put yourself first and then the rest of Black society come. So that's what I believe B1 is, just putting Black people first, specifically your lineage.
How about you, Brother Afro?
Okay. I couldn't hear everything that Rich said, but I pretty much got most of it. What I would consider being Black first is you realizing that we are in a global system of white supremacy. White supremacy has conquered the world, and they have waged war against us because of our race. That race being the Black race. So we need to realize that nothing else in our life comes before our Blackness, because white supremacy is attacking us because of our Blackness. So by the fact that by definition, our Blackness, our race is the biggest factor in the quality of life that we live, that is our main priority to provide Black empowerment. Okay? That's to put it simple. Now, what we do, there's an umbrella, and under that, in order to accomplish that, you have to elevate yourself as a Black person and then try to elevate the surrounding area and the surrounding Black people around you. So for instance, I'm a FBA Black person, so I'm going to prioritize getting my house together by advocating for reparations and supporting other Black businesses in my area to support the other FBA brothers and sisters I have. If you're a Haitian and you live in Haiti, you need to be a Black first person in Haiti, and you need to be trying to elevate yourself and all the other Black first people around you. If you're in Africa, same. If you're in Jamaica, same. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're a Black person, you need to realize that you, as long as every other Black person in the world, your race comes first, and you need to do everything you can to promote Black empowerment.
On one. Brother Racer, I want to hear your opinion. Brother Racer, I want to hear your statements on being one. Our brother must have stepped out. FBA Ant, go ahead.
Salute to the room, B1. I just want to say that I just came in the room. I heard what Rich said, and I agree with the brother Rich said. He from Haiti, and Afro Elite basically co-signed that. But yeah, B1, man, wherever you're from, there's no more fleeing. That energy, that fleeing energy, wherever there's Black people at, that's not a place to flee. That's a place where you're supposed to develop and grow and get rid of any sort of colonialism or white supremacy right there. So the objective is to get rid of white supremacy and replace it with a system of justice. If you can do that in your region, guess what? You have a black first mentality. I can be a black American. I know I can go to Haiti and work with you. I may not be able to do that everywhere else in the world yet, but let's start somewhere. So that's where we at, right? You know what I'm saying? That's where we are right now. I got my nephew right here, man. I'm gonna back out real quick. B1.
B1, fam. Hey, Afro, man, I want to see. Do you notice how bad they was trying to get you to denounce being FBA? Did you see that shit? That was crazy.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's why I stood. I'm like, okay. Every single time they like, oh, we get you. You're so smart. You're smarter than everybody. You could do just so well. You just got to denounce being FBA. And I stood on it. I'm like, FBA is not something that, first off, I would ever denounce, and it's not something I can denounce if I wanted to. FBA is about a lineage. What you want me to do is you want me to go against my FBA brothers and sisters, and that will never happen. That's what you mean when an FBA person says that they don't identify with FBA. That means that they're against their brothers and sisters in the same lineage. That's essentially what that means. And it doesn't matter how many people tried to come at me aggressive with it. They see I didn't move. They tried to come at me nice with it. They see I wouldn't move, because there's nothing that's going to get me to pivot. I am a foundational black American. Both my parents are foundational black Americans. And forever until the day I die, I will be a foundational black American. There's nothing that can get me to pivot from that.
This dude was giving YouTube advice. Nobody asked him for YouTube advice.
And he was wrong with that too.
Yeah, talking about, oh, I want to bet $1,000, nigga. Ain't nobody want your dusty ass $1,000, nigga. But yeah, he was just talking a whole bunch of yeah, I got $1,000, son. Yeah, son, I bet you, yeah, son.
Did y'all notice how all their talking points was white supremacist talking points? Like, even their tone and the inflection in their voice sounded like it was coming from a white person. Like, if you had no clue on who this was, you would have thought that was a white individual talking. Like, they did everything. Victim mode. Once you start playing victim mode, I already know you got that from the dominant society. And they was in victim mode. They was asking little ha-ha questions and little trap questions, which Brother Elite evaded all that shit. And they was just coming with a lot of dominant society talking points. And you could also understand that either these folks have no clue about supremacy, or these folks are white supremacy. Go ahead, Sister Carrie.
Right before you go, Sister Carrie, my advice is, I suggest nobody go in their space. If they want to speak, let them come here, because their space, we already know what they do in their space. They're going to avoid you from stating your opinion. They're going to attack you by 10, 20 people talking at the same time. They're going to just make things up as they go. So I just suggest, all of us, just stay away from them African spaces. They're looking for attention anyway. If they want to speak, let them come to our space, because we're going to give them a chance to speak at our space. And the reason why we're going to give them a chance is because they're going to kill themselves every time they open their mouth. When we open our mouth, we're going to defute everything they say. That's why they don't allow us to speak. Go ahead, Sister Carrie.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Yeah, I was done when they said you were the smart one. I was like, wow, that's some remedial stuff. That is step one narcissism right there. That was really, really bad. And then with the business advice on how you could be making money here in America and what kind of terms you want to have your business on. I don't know what these people are talking about. They just they have that real condescending tone. Like they're better than us, and that's the original issue. I don't think they get it, and they may not know about white supremacy like that. I mean, it's something that if you're immersed in it, that's one thing, but they're able to act as if maybe have a little bit more autonomy, or be in a place where it's not actively because everybody is black, but still they should be catching up.
And by the way, I invited them to come up here. Matter of fact, even when they were having the space, I actually DM'd the co-host and said, invite me up. No, I didn't get no response. I'm pretty sure they could see this Twitter space is up. I invited them to come speak, and they have not. No, I don't see nobody come up. I didn't see nobody come up. There was one dude, he was in here, and he kept putting up. Matter of fact, he's still here. His name is Jihad. He kept putting up the laughing emojis. I invited him to come speak since he had a lot to say. He didn't say anything. So it's the same coward games they like to play, and that's just what they do. Black Alpha, I think we should wrap this up at 8:30. I got to go listen to the new Black Media, but we'll let everybody that wants to speak, go ahead and speak. And yeah.
I'm gonna listen to the new Back Media as soon as I get home. I'm on my way home now. I'm gonna say this one thing. Do you guys remember when they said about how much money I can make? They was all like, Hogway, she has a brand, she has this, and you have other people who could partner with you and can get you to pivot. See, that is the tactic of white supremacy right there. They're flaunting the tangibles of being that is the by definition the tether mentality. I can go against the group. I can be a traitor to the group, and look at how well I can personally benefit from that. And I told them, it doesn't matter how much money I have. I don't care about the money. I don't care about how much fame I get. I don't care about how much recognition I get, how many subscribers I get. I'm doing this because this is what I believe in, and I'm doing this because this is the right thing to do. You're not going to get me to pivot on my principles because of some type of deal or some type of brand or some type of money that I can make. See, that's the difference between certified B1s and FBA and them. Because if somebody came up and said, yeah, I understand your principle is this, but if you stop saying this, you can make a lot of money, they would stop saying it. They would completely change based off of where the money goes. Or if you stop saying this, you could attract way more people. You can become this bigger thing. They was saying, ooh, you could even be bigger than Tariq. You could have all this money. I said, it doesn't matter to me. It's not about the money. It's not about if people know me or anything like that. It's about doing the right thing and me standing on my principles. And that's never going to change. I'm never going to pivot on that. There's nothing that they can say. There's not enough money in the world. There's not enough clout or whatever to get me to go against my black first principle.
And then she mentioned, and then they mentioned the woman that has her own business, the African woman. Ain't no telling how much white ass her ass kissed to get that business and continue to kiss. Ain't nobody over here kissing no white ass, man. We gonna get it from them.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go
ahead.
Hey, that's it. Hey, exactly the point, brother. You just saying what I was thinking, straight up and down. They kissing ass to get it, and they jealous of us because we don't have to kiss ass to get it. We get it out the mud, we get it on our own, and that shit just burns them on the inside. And brother Afro made a real last point, and that's why he calls him COINTELPRO, because coming to somebody and say, hey, you the smart one, you can make a lot of money if you just come over here. Don't that sound exactly like the same thing the Feds say when they trying to get black folks to turn on their own movement? That's exactly what they did to the Panthers. That's exactly what they did to the Nation of Islam. That's exactly what they do to every single black group. And that's why brother Afro calls them COINTELPRO, because it's the same, sell your people out and I'll give you some money. And I'm not surprised that some Africans say that, because over in Africa, their leaders right now are going to dominate the whole goddamn country, wherever they're from, and then they're going to hop on the plane and fly to England and fly their kids to England and go to schools and learn all types of shit. Oh, hold on, brother Jihad, I want to talk. Some balls on girl. Hold on.
Right before he talks, I want to say this. There was an article that came out last year that said white people in America prefer Africans, black immigrants over black Americans. Why?
People that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. Who said that? It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand.
Who's they?
They will tell you, I don't know my father. Well, who named you?
They play on YouTube a lot. Listen to it. It's this bullshit they play on YouTube.
No. كلهم أو معظمهم أبناء الزنا.
Jihad, you sound like you in jail, brother. Are you in jail? You sound like you in jail. Are you in jail? Do you need bail money? Family, listen to the background of this guy speaking. Go ahead.
He has
Go
to
ahead,
give up the
Jihad.
seed.
Keep talking. Go ahead.
And because the marriage will limit them, they will go from one to another to a third. You know, subhanallah. It's one of the African American brother who accepted.
Family, this guy sounds like he's in a prison.
I think this from YouTube. I think Brother Tim was saying this is from like YouTube or something. This is some load up. I think this. hey, I think this person ain't got the balls to talk for themselves, so they playing the clip. Go ahead, Brother Tim. What was you saying? I think I heard you say it.
Yeah, this is from they in a mosque where they have a person speaking on Black Americans about how we don't know who our fathers are. That's what this person is playing right now. So it's all cap and bullshit. So
damn,
this person won't even speak right now. It's not even speak.
hey, won't even speak. Still got to go get a clip off of YouTube to do the talking. You know, you down low budget.
If I can find a clip, I'll post it in the jumbotron. But it's just a bunch of I think Somalis in the temple, and they're talking about how black people don't know that black people don't know who their fathers are and this and that and stuff like that. When I'm actually tried to post this on me a few years ago, because I was talking about how I did a story about how about the they have all the maternity scams and the white the chicks over there messing with the Asians and all that stuff like that. And this is the same. I know this clip because it's the same clip they posted on me. But I'm gonna shut up.
Hey, step your trolling up. Step your trolling up.
That's fucked up and disrespectful, and they wouldn't try that when they was in our face or whatever. So they could talk that shit online, but try running up on me talking about I don't know my father.
Yeah, he's talking from a jail cell. He got bigger things to worry about. Go ahead, Freeway, and then we're gonna wrap this up because I gotta go listen to the new Black Media. Go ahead, Freeway.
All right. The majority of these people, they make themselves the victim. When I heard y'all saying it, I definitely can agree with that. A lot of it's like this. Stop walking in traffic, goddammit. Stop walking in traffic. Y'all see us, definitely B1 going down the highway. You a jaywalker. And really, you worse than the jaywalker. You throwing yourself in the traffic to get hit. Like I was listening to earlier when the lady was saying, she was acting like Afro Elite. Oh, you was destroying my business. You was ruining my business. Man, your business is just fine. Your business is not destroyed because had it been destroyed, you would have said it was destroyed. You just want to try to really take away from I don't know the beef what y'all were going through. I'm talking Afro Elite. I don't know, but long story short. Quit throwing, I'm talking about just like this to the tethers. Quit throwing yourself in traffic and act like we don't see it. Quit trying to play the mind games like we don't see it and we don't know. We really on point. We really on beat. And it's really just B1. This going to be my final comment, man. I'll fall back.
Salute to you, Brother Freeway. Brother Freeway was riding. Brother Rich, Queen Alpha, we was all riding, trying to, hold our brother Afro down, and he was holding it down himself, man. And not only is this about Pan-Africanism being in the trash can, this is also about standing next to your brother or your sister, no matter what. We jumped off by saying that, and we're going to end by saying that. If you come at one FBA or one B1, you coming at all of us. They're the ones who pretend to be on your side and then stab their brother in the back or sell out their family for a fucking bag of rubies. We don't do that, man. We stand on each other's shoulders. We hold each other down no matter what, through thick and thin. We got a long track record and a long history of doing that. And we right here, everybody representing, we're the era that's going to continue that, and we're going to take it to another level. So I salute every single person, man. Anybody got any last words? I just want to say that. Be one to everybody in the room.
And by the way, I remember a few months ago, I went on somebody else's Twitter space and I told them, if you haven't experienced what foundational Black Americans talk about when it comes to how Africans treat foundational Black Americans, I said, go to their restaurants. And they was like, yo, we ain't going to their restaurants. We will never do that. We're not going to do that. I said, go to their restaurants and see how they treat you. So people in that other space, they were against me when I said that. But I still stand by that. If you want to see how Africans move with Black Americans, go to one of their restaurants and spend $10. Go get a plate of food. Go see how they move. The attitude they give. How they treat you way different from the white people they serving. They treat you way different from their African cousins and brothers. I stand by that statement. If you haven't had it, because if you're not from New York, you don't really in other states, you probably like in Connecticut, there's Africans in Connecticut, there's some in Atlanta, but they're not as deep as they are in New York. Like in New York, the Bronx, I would say probably 20% of the Bronx is African. So I run into them a lot. I was always around African. But if there's not a lot of Africans in your area and you haven't really had any interactions with them, I recommend that you go to inside a restaurant and just spend $10 and see how they treat you. Just for those people that never had an interaction with Africans. I stand by that statement.
Hey, I'm going to let King Avatar talk real quick. I just want to see what you want, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It's great to be here and then listen to great minds talk about Africa, talk about Pan-Africanism, and you guys are all heroes, Rich, Black Alpha, team, and everyone. You've spoken really well about Africa, and I'm proud of you guys because you're representing African heritage. Freeman, I see you. You guys are really good here. I was just surfing through the Twitter and then I bumped into you and then listening to everything you guys are saying is fantastic because we need to let the African voice come out to the world and we need to own our place and we need to start taking our place because these white guys, they're trying to take our history away from us because they know we have a bold history, a very huge history, and we're not going to let that happen. We're going to stick to ourselves as Africa, stop the backstabbing, and then take our place in the world. That's my contribution for now.
All right, I guess that's commendable. Hey, so hold on before I let you go, brother. You saying that you B1 and you stand next to all black people on the planet, right?
Yeah, very well. I just say that in my own.
Where you from in Africa?
I'm from Nigeria.
All right, represent. Make sure you let every real one in Nigeria know that we real as long as you real with us, and as long as we stand together, we can stand for everything. You feel me?
King, do you stand next to the Akadas too?
What did you say?
I said, do you stand next to the Akadas too?
Nah.
All right. I'm just checking.
Hey, let me tell you, King, we got a long history over here on this side. We regulate people who are off code. And if you're true, I want you to do the same thing and regulate people who are off code on your side. If you regulate everybody on your side, we regulate everybody on our side. We can step to the truth. You feel me?
I feel you, brother.
Yes, indeed. That means, ladies and gentlemen, we had 2 people call in from Africa, and they was talking a different tale than them other people. So it lets you know if you truly be one and you truly got that mentality, that crosses county lines, state lines, country lines, that goes over the ocean. Your FBA, your heritage, your lineage is where you are, where you stand, where your people come from. But the B1 is a mentality that you take everywhere you go. And everybody right here, we represent it, and we hold each other down, man. But with that said, man, I respect everybody in the room. One love. Every day, all day. Make sure you guys follow everybody up here, and I'll let anybody get anything they want to say off.
And like my brother Black Alpha just said, we had 2 Africans come in here, and they were pushing that B1 line. So what that tells you is that flag is always there for you to pick up. If you're not an FBA, you can pick it up at any moment. So whatever they saying in them other spaces. Kicking other folks out that's stand on black empowerment, but they're just not an FBA. Whatever they saying over there, let them say it. Because the real gonna always see who's real. Real eyes recognize real eyes, period. We had a few roaches that came in here that tried to center themselves around nothing, that had something that had nothing to do with them. That's why I call them roaches.
And you pulled out the raid too, brother. You pulled out the raid.
Exactly. She thought that I was her man and we was going to be in here arguing for 45 minutes. No, ma'am. Man, you have no relations. We don't agree on nothing. I gave you an opportunity to speak, and all you did was speak hood rat babble. I don't speak hood rat babble. So that's on that. The title of the space is Pan-African. Well, no, that's not a question. The title of the space is Pan-Africanism is done. Is it done? Yes, it is, to answer the question. Afro Elite was inside of a space with Africans, and they showed their ass. So that lets you know there is no Pan-Africanism. There's B1, there's FBA, and that's the line we pushing. Until they prove themselves otherwise, let them sit where they at. Afro Elite, I'm going to let you say one last rule. Then we're going to bring it back to Black Alpha, and we're going to wrap it up.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I want to say the host, and the co-host are perfect examples of black men who are very firm, who don't mince their words, who say what they have to say. They're very candid in what they say. And they're very blunt in it, but you can tell these men stand on principle. Every single time an African brother and sister came up here, we had two of them this evening. They came up here, they said, you know what, I fully support you guys. I'm black first, and I'm going to stay black first. I'm from Ghana, I'm from Nigeria. They're all like, okay, well, brother, if you black first, then I rock with you. See, that is the principle of it, okay? We're firm in what we believe in, but we are black first, okay? You don't see, when you see Black Alpha, when you see Rich, when you see me, you don't question what we believe in. We don't say one thing one week and then we say something else a different week. We've stayed true to this from the moment we popped up on the scene, and we will stay true to this to the moment we leave the scene, which isn't anytime soon. So salute to them, and you guys should go follow Black Alpha or subscribe to him on YouTube. And I'll land there. Thank you for letting me speak.
Brother Afro just put it good, man. He said everything that needed to be said, man. So perfect. That's all I got, man. Brother, put it down. Everybody have a good Sunday, man. And if somebody get out of line, regulate them. Be one from day one. Salute.
Black Alpha has a YouTube channel in his bio. Go subscribe to that. Afro Elite has a YouTube channel. Go subscribe to that. Follow them so you can get the weekly updates when they go on Twitter Space. Shout out to Tim Sims. Shout out to Kerry who spoke. Shout out to Freeway. Will, I see you ducking the fade, but it's all good, brother. And be one to everybody. The Black Media is on live right now. Jason Black is on live right now. So as soon as you leave here, go subscribe to his channel and go listen to what he has to say. And right after the Black Authority speaks, Tariq Nasheed speaks. So check him out also. Be one to everybody, and I'll see you next time.